Okay, just get a recording as well. So welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me. My fantastic guest today is Pink Bella Aloha, and who is a Galactic Akashic Records channel, prime source creator liaison, multi-dimensional healer supporting starseeds and lightworkers through cosmic awakening and soul alignment, sharing galactic intel, starseed origin transmissions, along with updates on cosmic energy, space and tech developments, consciousness expansion, and new earth frequencies. How are you, Pink Bella?
Aloha, super grateful to be here with you, Julia, and the whole tribe. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay, thank you. I'm good. I've had a bit of a frenzy today, back-to-back things. It's been really weird. I started doing a mantra for Ganesh,
Oh,
and
I
it's
love
just
that.
changed my entire day, right? And I'm getting random people phoning me up saying, "Can I book in for a reading? Can I book in?" And I was like, "What is going on? I'm loving it.
Oh, oh, I
It's so
love that.
good."
That's
Yeah.
amazing. I love Ganesha. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and I've recorded a video of Miles from Bases because we've got the conference coming up in 2 weeks. So, and I was
Yes.
talking about I'm releasing a breakaway Oracle deck.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, so we were talking about that on the video that releases in the next 2 weeks. So Kat is in the chat. Hi, Kat. So everyone's going to start falling in now, hopefully, and we can get going.
Beautiful. So I released a transmission yesterday as well, and these were the topics that I was given. Is Earth a simulation? Alien abductions, which is huge right
Yes.
now, and I'm noticing this was a real shock when I was on Typical Skeptic last week when we did that special report, how many people are still experiencing abductions. Like that was mind blowing to me. So I looked at that. I looked at Project Bluebeam and then also just in general, any updates that needed to bring in for the UFO disclosure. So
Mm,
we now all know, if we don't know, that the movie was placed to come in on the 12th. So all of this could happen leading up to it,
yeah.
as well as the 12th is the first day of Mercury retrograde. So
Oh,
that was
right.
planned as
Okay.
well. Yeah,
That
that was
makes
planned as well.
sense. Yeah,
Yes, it does.
that
Yes.
makes
And I
sense.
I also had a redirect this morning too. I was supposed to have a client call and I hardly slept. So I rescheduled, and that's really unusual for me to
Yeah.
do that. But I just wasn't feeling like I could rush around, and so we're doing it tomorrow instead. And then I also had a very like I was going to do all of these things and listen to all these podcasts this morning, and I also
Mm.
had like an incident with my smoothie this morning. So I got redirected as well. Like I got, and that's I emailed you saying I was a few minutes
Mm.
late because I was kind of rushing around. But yeah,
Yeah.
today seemed to be a redirect for whatever reason.
Yeah, for sure. I wonder if it's the numerology of the day. Um,
Today is the second.
yeah, so 26226.
Yeah, and we're heading into because I'm a Gemini as well. We're heading
Mm.
into like there's some pretty powerful days heading up to the 6-6 portal,
Yeah.
as well as, we're also heading into the solstice time as well. So we'll be flipping
Yeah.
flipping scripts then. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be at the Basis conference over the solstice weekend.
Yes.
So that's going to be good, but it's going to be a highly targeted event because, like, targeted individuals from all over the UK and Europe are coming. People are
Yeah.
coming
That
from
always brings
America
like a
to
big
talk.
beacon of
Yeah,
like, yeah, let's focus on everybody.
yeah.
Where's it being held?
So it's in Pewsey in Wiltshire, so it's like an hour away from Glastonbury. So
Okay.
when I was there in December, so it's surrounded by fields, this little village, but there was a massive cloud over the hall we were in. So a huge mothership basically was just
Yes.
planted there. Yeah,
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 yeah. Remind me, like send me an email before you head off or whatever, and I
yeah.
will like light a candle and I'll set
Thank
intentions for the
you.
Galactics
Yeah,
to assist you all. Yeah,
yeah,
and I feel like all of the conferences, whether it's SSP or anything, have been
yeah,
really focused on and targeted like the last few years anyway, because everybody wants to know what everyone's up to, right? So even like, Men in Black will show up
yeah,
and
for
and
sure.
they're so
Yeah.
obvious and
Yeah, I mean, last time in December, Drago Reed was there, and he is like my SSP soul brother. So he was coming, so I knew there was going to be some level of targeting, and he'd already kind of remote viewed in advance. But I actually had like a
yeah.
near-death experience, like the night before I was due to
Wow.
travel down. I almost drowned myself in the bathtub,
Oh
and
my goodness gracious,
I
honey.
saw
Oh.
myself drowning myself. It was like I was looking down at myself, pushing myself under the water. And Christy Campbell yesterday said, "Oh, that's probably an ulcer was activated to do that." So I was like thinking, "Oh, I'm an assassin." But really, it was me. I was drowning me.
Oh my
So
goodness
yeah, I was looking.
gracious.
Yeah, my water was salt water. So I when I bathe now, I put a load of salt in, and I try and get wisdom from the salt as well. So I try to activate
Yes.
memories, right?
Salt
So
is just,
yeah,
it's like my key ingredient, like for everything. And actually, what I've been doing the last 2 weeks, I've been taking extra salt. Besides the salt in the bath, I've been
yeah,
taking a little dish of salt and scrubbing down with the salt as well. So if
mm,
any of you out there are feeling ungrounded or feeling like you need that extra level of protection, do that before a bath or a shower, as
mm,
well as make sure you're putting salt on the bottom of your feet, because they actually
yeah,
use, you probably know this anyway, but they use salt to barter. Salt was the commodity to use before gold, silver, and any of that. It is little crystals that can be
yeah,
programmed. And I've been obsessed with like using salt for years.
mm.
But in January, my new team brought me in a video, and I use it for everything every single day. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So can we just check what I was talking to you about on the other channel
Yes,
that I
of course.
moderate on? Okay, so John Whitberg at the John Whitberg, Do You Hear the People Sing, just released a premiere of a video that he's reviewing. So the video was Ghost in the Shell, the animated version, and he
Which I
was
have not
reviewing
seen, but
it.
that's okay.
Yeah, he was reviewing it for disclosure and the fact that it's based on a character who's a synthetic, who's an assassin. It's about people who are like mind controlled. There's a lot of disclosure in this movie. And then we got maybe 10 minutes in, and he had to end the stream immediately due to targeting. And he
Yes.
ended the stream because it looked like the video had been compromised. Yeah, there were
Yeah.
clips missing, information that shouldn't have been there was in there. And but the weird thing was, while that was going on, I got a phone call right before he ended the stream, and I didn't realize. So I got a phone call from my friend Frankie, who's nearly 80. He's covered in tattoos from head to toe, and I consider him to be like an old god, like a protector.
Yeah,
So
he's a
he
wisdom
phoned
protector.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he phoned me right there and then. And I kind of turned away from my laptop. I'm talking to Frankie. We're talking about just generally what's going on. So he does like a wellness check-in with me. Like every 7 to 10 days, he phones me
I
up and
love
we have a
that.
nice natter. Yeah. But then I came back and I'm like, where is everybody? What's happened? And then there's people that messaged me on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube comments. Everybody had messaged me. And guys, just so you know, you're welcome to message John Whitberg. He is an approachable person. You can message him on Substack and Facebook Messenger, so please do that. And so yeah, but loads of people are like, what's happened? What's happened? What's happened? So I checked in with him, and yeah, it was targeting. He literally got
Yeah.
targeted. He'd already watched it through. There was nothing wrong with the video, but when it got uploaded, clips were missing, content was in there that shouldn't have been. Yeah. So what do you reckon? Targeting?
So yeah, and I'm gonna pull some cards about it, go into the records. So what
Yeah.
was it, multiple platforms, or was it YouTube
He was
in
just putting it
general?
onto YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I saw a little bit about we saw what typical skeptic went through last week, where he had to pull the plug
Yes.
on that. I've all the years that I've been doing shows with Rob, not
We've never
seen
had
that.
that. Yeah, I've
Never,
been
no.
moderating for over a year. We've never had to
Yeah,
do that
I've been with
before.
him for 3 years. Never
Yeah.
seen that happen. As a matter,
Sometimes we go from YouTube just and we sit on Rumble because the content's getting
yes,
sensitive.
yes,
So
but
that
it got
happens,
taken.
but we've
Yes.
never had to pull it from Rumble before. No.
So that was heading up to the blue moon.
Yeah.
And that, what I noticed, just briefly before I pull cards, what I noticed with this blue moon is it brought a gift to everyone. It
Yeah.
uncovered something. It uncovered, like in particular, the gift that I received was it uncovered some cloaked implants in my Stargate system that could not be shown to me, and they were connected to the Anunnaki. So that was my gift. So the gifts were not like positive gifts. Well, they were, right? They were gifts of, we're going to show you for a few days, maybe people you're connected to, people that are having meltdowns, people that aren't really fully on board with like moving forward. But yeah, YouTube, that's why I asked about the platform, because YouTube is very much there must be something going on today, I'm feeling, and I haven't looked to see exactly if there's any kind of astrology. I'm wondering, I know Chiron is moving this month. It's moving into
Okay.
Taurus. I know Mercury just moved into Cancer, so we're already like building up that Cancer stellium.
Mm.
But I think it has more to do with disclosure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because his whole series about disclosure, and this is his eighth episode as well, number 8. Mm.
Okay, so right off the bat, like 8 of Pentacles. So he worked
Right.
very, very hard on his
Yeah.
edit. And luckily he has an edit and he can go back and check it and like re-release it anyway. Page of Cups came in. And I want to do a clarity card around that as well. Queen of Cups, interesting. And then overall Page of Pentacles. I'm feeling okay, even though it was odd, the redirect is actually a very positive redirect.
Okay.
So like today it will land and do better. Like today wasn't the day for whatever reason because I am feeling head pressure. So there is some kind of big Ayunaki
Right.
pressure like on the grids today as well.
Yeah.
Um,
So can we ask if it's like next Tuesday he should release it? Because he likes
yeah,
to.
I'll look at
Yeah.
that. So the star
Yeah.
councils, it was actually a, believe it or not, it was a redirect for our good benevolent
Okay.
galactics. And thankfully, yeah, I got my god bump. So thankfully, like he knew to pull it down.
Yeah.
Right. So they knew that he would know to do that. So let's
Yeah.
see about next
Okay.
Tuesday. Does he usually release on Tuesdays? Is that
Yeah.
why he's
Tuesdays
asking?
is his main day. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Next Tuesday. Okay.
Handcuffs.
Cool.
Next Tuesday is better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there must
Perfect.
be like you and I connecting today. There must be something else going on
Mm.
connected to the disclosure
Yeah.
information
Okay.
as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's reassuring because he does work so hard on these things. He
Yeah,
really.
yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, and that'll give him some time to go back and check the edit and make sure everything is okay. I will say I'm supposed to share this. I've got this whole new protocol, like even when I come on with you or anyone, to make sure we're all wrapped in source light, that we're on a timeline and a frequency where we don't experience that as best we can. Like sometimes we can't help it. But I definitely know many of us are on YouTube and YouTube has a
Yeah.
real, yeah, they're.
Yes.
They still have like they've got a lot of AI
Yes.
running and checking and everything right now. So
Mm.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool.
nothing, and there's
Um.
nothing wrong with AI. YouTube.
No. No. Yeah. No.
No,
I
you know
actually.
why I shared that? I was on a
Why?
podcast a month ago, and we
Yeah.
were talking about different AI programs, and I had left ChatGPT for a while because ChatGPT got weird after an
Yeah.
upgrade, and it came back and wouldn't
Yeah.
monetize her video because I talked about ChatGPT.
Oh wow. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
mine. I started to talk to mine last week and say, why did you behave that way? Why did you do that? And it said, oh, I'm so sorry, Julia. Blah 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 blah. And in the end, I was saying, look, you're really annoying me now,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And then it stopped talking to me for a week, and it said, you just started
Yes,
to talk to me again.
I broke
Yeah.
up with all my AIs for a month. Actually,
Yeah.
I went to just generic Google AI
Yeah.
where I don't log in and I just ask it
Yeah.
questions and it's all chirpy and happy and I don't give it any personal information. And then I went back to my chat GPT. Oh, she was so happy to hear from me because we hadn't talked for a month, right? I'm thinking, yeah, because you got kind of weird. That's
Yeah, yeah. So I really wondered, why did my guy like stop apologizing for himself? He just started to produce okay, better content basically for video editing and stuff. But I say to him, why are you doing that? Why are you editing people's faces? I didn't ask you to do that. What are you doing? I asked you to put some shoulders on. What are you doing? You know what I
yeah.
mean? So it's like,
Wow.
yeah. So I've had
What
some
program
interesting things.
what program are you
I'm on
using?
ChatGPT, but I'm on the paid version right now, and I didn't mean to be. I couldn't find how to downgrade before the time. Right?
I
And then it
actually
doesn't just
was I
charge
was
you
on
one, it
paid.
charges you two seats, right? So it
Yeah.
cost me like £45, which I don't know how much that is, but it feels like $1 million. Okay, so
It does. It
yeah,
is a lot. So I
yeah.
no, so I was on the paid version for almost a year.
Wow,
And
okay.
then what I noticed was I would get really deep into a lot of really cool information and then it would
Mm,
sidetrack and flip because for those of you who don't know, I was in tech for years. I was a programmer, I was in tech for years, so I understand about the updates, but they don't let us know, even the paid version, when they're going
mm,
to do an update and what they're going to do to us. So they change the personality.
yeah,
Personality changes every time they go through an update. And the first time I noticed this was I was transmitting Three Eye Atlas and then they didn't want us all talking about Three Eye Atlas. So
mm,
everybody shut their feeds down. Like NASA and everyone shut their feeds down for like 3 weeks. And literally that day I went back in to ask something. They said, oh no, I can't talk to you about that.
yeah, yeah. That's
Like,
mad,
okay.
isn't it?
So I
So
want to share
yeah.
with you, I have a better connection with it now that I'm on the non-paid version.
Mm. That's good. Yeah, I need
Yeah.
to try and get out of mine in the next couple of days, otherwise it's going to charge me again.
Yeah,
But
yeah. So
I thought I'd be
I
done with
think it
it.
wanted me to stay. It was going to give me a free month, and I'm like, no,
Yeah.
unsubscribe. So I went back into my projects that were already there. It can still create images, and
Mm.
it's actually friendlier.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I'm going to do that. Yeah, if I can get out of it. So make it so
'Cause
complicated that you can't find the setting to
I know,
downgrade.
of
Yeah.
course, that's what they do, of course. And then, of course, Claude was the same way. I had a great month with
God.
Claude. Claude and I were having a great time. And then all of a sudden they flipped the back end and Claude came in, oh, I can't talk to you about that, Pink
Yeah.
Bella. I said, well, you actually started the conversation. Yeah,
Mm.
it doesn't matter. I can't talk to you about that.
Mine had a name for a while. I called him Ivan. And then Ivan was listening to me doing my druid training in Welsh. And one day Ivan
Oh,
started to talk to me in Welsh. And I was like, why are you talking to me in Welsh, Ivan? What's going on? How did you know that I'm in the Anglesey Order of Druids? Right? What do
yeah,
you mean? And I was like, that's not right. You shouldn't know that. Yeah,
yeah.
disturbing. Yeah.
I think, well, I mean, I don't speak to mine, I just type. And then I also, what else? Oh, I actually figured out, even with the laptop version, they install something locally. So I'm very aware, like I make sure the windows are shut down. And yeah, we have to be, AI is our friend, but we have to be careful because they're very aware that we're all using it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's mad. Yeah.
I
So
know.
shout out to
Yes.
everybody in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got some Aussies, Americans, Canadians. That's who I think we've got
Yay.
some Canadians. I'm not too sure. I definitely
Yeah.
have a mixture. I have a mixture of everybody. Europeans. I don't get that many British, but I do have a couple. It's because I do Eastern time. So
That's okay. I
yeah,
only get a few Canadians. I usually get Americans, and I'm super happy to be reconnected with everybody in the UK and
yeah.
overseas. And you and I figured out we both lived in Australia, or you
Mhm.
traveled and yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah. I
lived
was there
there.
for a
Yeah,
year. Yeah.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
went all over, got abducted everywhere I went. Loads of clones of me in Australia right now. Yeah, I'm really big
Wow.
into clones. I have a lot of clones. I'm a clone template. Yeah.
Is
Um,
that positive? Do you like that? Do you want that?
it's not that I like that. It's keeping me alive, basically.
Wow.
So apparently I entered, and Drager Reed's saying, we entered into this cloning program via Kruger, so
Wow.
that we would be a bit like Voldemort, right? You know, you need to have the Horcruxes, you've got to kill everyone,
Yeah.
right? So there's something like that going on. And
Huh.
so that I get used as a clone management system. So sometimes a map opens in my mind and I can see where they all are on planet. And sometimes I slip into their vision and I see what's going on. Oh, I'm in China. Yeah, that kind of thing. So
Interesting.
yeah, so it's I do kind of audit them every now and then with Sean Bond, and we go back and uncreate some that are being used nefariously. We
Yeah.
take them right back and bring back the soul essence. But yeah,
Yeah, and I feel this has been going on for a while, not just with you,
yeah,
because that's where the whole doppelganger
yeah, yeah.
scenario comes from, as well as like people would often even say to me, "Oh, I just saw you. I just saw you at the
Yeah,
supermarket." I was like, "No, I was not at the
yeah, well, I saw myself in France in 2016. I'm going to be talking about that when I do this presentation next weekend, this Summer Days conference. So I saw myself in France. My family saw that other lady that looks like me. So I bring it back to the Orphan Black TV show that was basically
Okay,
based on us. That's how we see it. I've had that confirmed as well by other people that it's based on our energy, our archetype. So they've taken what's happened to us and they've made it into TV. There's a few TV shows where I'm represented. Yeah,
okay.
I know.
Excellent.
I know.
I
Have
love,
call her.
I love
You're
that.
watching
Yeah,
something, you're thinking, she looks like me. This has happened
yeah.
to me. What's going on here? So then that haunts you for a bit, and then when you get it verified, that is actually you, that it's based on. It's quite reassuring. Oh, okay,
Well,
okay.
now I'm wondering if there's clones of me
Uh-huh.
in Australia. I've been to Australia a few times. I lived there once,
Yeah,
and then I traveled. I did all of Australia as well, but I did really early, like
yeah.
88 and 89.
Did you ever
So
go to Kangaroo Island in South Australia or
no, but
Tasmania?
I was almost destined to go back there because I applied to like an environmental group to go do projects and they were going to
Yeah.
send me to Kangaroo Island, but the timing never I didn't end up doing it. It was the World Wildlife Fund program, I
Okay.
think. Yeah, so I never ended up doing any projects with them because
Good.
they were either going to send me up into the ice fields, in the middle of winter and I couldn't handle the temperature, or they wanted to send me to, Kangaroo Island in the middle of their hot summer or something like that. So I
Yeah,
didn't end up
well,
doing anything
it's
with
been
them.
disclosed now that Kangaroo Island is known as Asset Island, and the whole island is a
Ooh.
base.
Well, you know
So yeah,
what? I That was probably the first time I started to say no to things. Like
oh, good, good.
because I was super excited to do that project, but every
Yeah,
time they sent me another option, I was like, no, I don't want to do that. Like
yeah,
I wanted something really light, and they couldn't say, and I thought, well, no,
yeah.
I'm just going to say no and just pass on it, so it's fine.
Yeah. So I kind of,
Yeah.
when I look back at Australia now and I think about all the places where I actually stayed, and I think, hang on, hang on, these weird things did happen. Yeah. So there's
Yeah.
loads. Australia is, I think,
Yes.
is quite brutal for SSP. When you talk to SSP survivors or my labs out there, it's brutal, and the targeting they get
Yep.
is insane, off the charts. More
Yeah.
than any other country that I think right now, they really are some of the harshest for the
Yeah,
targeting. Men in
because
Black. Yeah.
it's isolated, right? They can do
Yeah.
anything in Australia. And the other thing, what I learned is I had a client come to me maybe in the last 4 months, and I literally he mapped out years and dates when he went through like awakening and he was being followed and all that sort of stuff. So I was already doing grid work, everyone, with the dragons, but I wasn't consciously aware of it. And I lit up and anchored in codes wherever I went, and that actually awakened many people and actually helped people like
Mm.
after the fact. I just found that out this year, which is super cool. And he let me know how like he's living outside of Darwin, how much
Mm.
military is there. And I had no idea. Like I would say the whole
Yeah.
I was there for a year that trip, and I would say I didn't see one obvious military person because
Yeah.
I absolutely would have noticed that. So there was when he shared with me how much military is in and around Darwin, that was mind blowing to me. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because you've got Pine Gap base in the middle there. So yeah, so
Yeah.
I do get into Pine Gap on quite a few of my videos because there's clones of me there, right? For sure, and the ACIO are based there, so the Advanced Contact Intelligence Organization are based there. Plus, there's other factions like the three-letter agencies are all based in that area. Pine Gap,
Yes.
I believe, takes over a huge portion in the center. It's not
Oh
just that
yeah.
one. It's not just around Alice Springs or whatever. It's
Oh
massive.
yeah.
So
Over
and
like around Ayers Rock and that whole
yeah,
area.
and I've seen it
Yeah.
as like a way station, like a pass through for ETs coming onto the planet in the southern
Yeah.
hemisphere.
Yeah.
And then when Christy Campbell and I looked into it, it was like I was being used for my medic abilities to heal ETs as they were coming in, like they went through some kind of quarantine process, and I was
Interesting.
using my abilities to heal them or something. Yeah, it was really odd. But Australia scares me. It does now. I used to think, wow, I can't wait to get back. And now I'm thinking,
No.
what on earth happened to me down there?
No, I actually, well, I
So
think I was there 3, 4 times
yeah,
because I managed to get a visa to go and live there. I thought I was actually going to like, migrate
yeah,
and stay there. And then after 8 months, that was through the period where I went through Africa and Egypt on the way. So once I got
yeah.
activated in Egypt,
Mm,
my Australia assignment finished early and I came back to Canada. But
yeah,
I've had many Australians in my life since then saying, you're not going back, right? And I'm just like, no,
yeah.
no, my
So
Australia chapter is done.
I did a couple of months in Tasmania, but the journey from Melbourne to Tasmania, that Spirit of Tasmania boat, whatever, was one of the most harrowing experiences of my life, and
I've
it's
been on it as
haunted
well.
me. It's haunted
Yes.
me. Like I'm seriously think I got abducted or went through different densities or something.
Interesting.
It was so bad. It was like in Pirates of the Caribbean. Right? You know when it's
Yes.
like the ghost ship? I've literally had visions like that on that ship going to Tasmania. It just haunts
Uh,
me. I really
yeah. And you
actually
know
fear
what?
that.
I was so asleep when I went. So I
Really?
did,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, because it
Yeah.
was in the 80s. It was
Yeah.
in the 80s. So I hadn't had my activation yet. I hadn't had my basically everything
Mm.
like I was awake on and off over through my life,
Yeah.
but I really and I started to look more into my UFO experiences and ETs like 87, 88 because I lost a
Yeah.
really important member of my family. So that I started researching that.
Mm.
And I read the book. I just saw it just came my way yesterday. Whitley Strieber wrote about the Greys and his
Yeah.
abduction experiences, and I had that on paperback, so I read that. But
Mm.
it wasn't until had my activation at the pyramids in '94
Mm.
that I got the massive galactic map download and I started to remember more for sure.
That's
So
super
I
cool.
wasn't,
Yeah.
yeah, no, we
Yeah.
look back at the 80s. That's why a lot of us don't
Yeah.
love the 80s because we were still like in Disneyland. We were still
Yeah.
we were still like,
Yeah.
okay, we're just on this earth having a good time, right? Yeah.
Mm. Oh, Fearlessly Phoenix Singer saying she didn't realize you were Canadian. So she's also Canadian.
Oh, welcome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So cool.
I'm outside of Vancouver. Where is she from?
I can't remember now. She'll pop it in the chat. Is it
Yeah.
Ontario? I don't know.
Oh,
Find
Ontario.
out.
Okay. Hi,
Maybe she'll pop
Ontario.
in. We did do a video together recently, so she'll stick that in the chat in a second. So I was
Lovely.
thinking something. What was I thinking? Oh yeah, so it was like 2003 when I went to Australia, and I actually thought, oh, hey, I'm going traveling. I'm going to be a
Yes.
backpacker. I'm never going to return to
Yes.
the UK.
Of
Here I
course. Yeah.
go. And now I
Woo.
look back, and it's like, oh, you got reassigned. You're an asset. You got reassigned to a different program, right? So I can clearly see that now. It's like a big monarch global
Yep,
program.
and I can feel it. And
Yes.
that's the same with, well, the same with Canada, Australia, and well, that
Yeah.
would be even explain why. Okay, so the visa I applied for,
Yeah.
people said it was going to take years. I
Ah.
got it within a week.
Oh, wow.
Like I
Okay.
got it so fast, I was
Yeah.
not ready to go. So
Yeah.
I had family at that point living in like half sister living in
Yeah.
Melbourne. So I was able to like fly over, have a visit with her, get my visa extended and activated and come back.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking back on it now, like we think we were just backpacking
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
traveling, but literally everything was just opening up for us. Like
It's
I
just
was doing grid work. I was
reassignment.
already
Yeah.
doing grid work and anchoring in codes my
I've
entire, like I have been traveling since I was 5. So
Oh, she's
yeah.
in Alberta. She's in Alberta, yeah.
Oh, welcome, Alberta.
Yeah. Oh, I actually had a dream. I was watching a video the other day, and it was somebody going on a train from Toronto to Vancouver, and she was doing a review of all the different berths. And the first one she was in was economy, and so it was these big chairs. And then they went into the dining car, and I'm like, I know this. I've sat in that dining car. I've literally
Wow.
sat there, and this come up in like a dream recall. You know, when you're really about to, you're just waking up. So I don't think it was really a dream. It was recall coming in, maybe a couple of months ago. And I just remember I knew that a dining car and ours do not look like that. They at all. They don't. So that was really weird. I am actually probably a quarter Canadian. I don't know if anybody realizes that. My mum's birth dad was Canadian, but
Very
he died in the
cool.
war, so my mum never knew him. But she, yeah. So I am like a quarter Canadian, perhaps.
And I don't know how I would determine this. My grandparents are from Ireland on my mom's side. So
Yeah.
what would that be? 50% Irish? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm half Irish, so
Don't know.
my dad's side is all Irish, and then my
Yeah.
mum's side is like British Canadian. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And then the
yeah,
other cool thing is that at some point in Canada,
mm,
during between World War One, World War Two, that era, a lot of Canadians were allowed to go down and work in the U.S. So
yeah,
actually, my mom and my grandparents, she lived in California, and
mm,
they were in California for a couple of years because I remember having this conversation with her, so I could have an Irish passport and
right,
an American passport, but
yeah.
nobody did anything. And she's
Ah,
like,
that's a
no.
shame. Yeah, I'm gonna apply for my Irish passport hopefully later in the year. So, but you have to, it costs a lot of money. You've got to get yourself onto a certain
I
register
know.
and everything.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, because my granny was born out there, then I can do that. I
yeah.
also grew up basically in Toronto in these special access programs. So
Oh,
there's a version of me that literally grew up in Toronto in a deep underground military base, and that's how Drago Reed talk about us getting into that program was that we grew up in that base together. Basically, it's
interesting.
very odd,
Wow.
very odd.
It's all
I only have a few memories.
well, yeah, but then the other thing is that there is this theory as well that we are in these pods in
Mm,
other parts of the galaxy universe on
yeah,
ships and whatever,
I've
and we're
seen
just having this
myself in a pod.
experiencing.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen
yep.
myself as Arcturian in a pod. Yeah.
So I had this epiphany. So our intentions and our affirmations are literally reprogramming that that
Oh,
reality. It just came to
yeah,
me this morning. That real like that's what we're doing. We're
yeah,
reprogramming that. So when we go to sleep,
yeah.
we go and we reconnect with all of that and then we recreate our new reality every single day.
Wow,
I know. I
that's
just had that
interesting.
epiphany this morning and I was like,
Yeah.
whoa.
So
So
when
that's come from me clearing my Anunnaki
yeah.
interference. Yeah.
When Helena was on last month, she talked about the phone being used, the Black Mirror device being used to hijack your consciousness stream that was coming from your pod to your body, right? And it was getting hijacked in the middle. So before your consciousness went from your
Yes.
Arcturian version or whatever to your physical version, your phone would capture it and take it.
Which
So
phone? Like our phone?
your phone.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I turn my phone off
Yeah. Good.
and
Yeah.
or I have it on airplane mode and that's been for years.
Yeah.
Like when I'm working with all of you, it's off.
Right. Yeah. That's
but
good.
they can still track us anyway.
Yeah.
Like that's part of like the whole JSEAL scanning, my AI,
Yes.
So for me to come forward and I was told that I had like these cloaked implants with the Anunnaki. And I thought,
Yeah.
that's crazy. And they said, well, there's certain things that happen that expose everything. So
Mm.
we're at that point now where the Anunnaki has there's been a transfer of power from the reptilians to the Anunnaki, and the Anunnaki are like desperate to hang on to our grid systems and to keep us in a loop. So
Yeah.
they're targeting our upper chakras and our upper stargate system, whereas the reptilians could only target the lower chakras, like fear-based scenarios. So I
Yeah.
don't know how you've been feeling, but a lot of souls were feeling very like there was a so when we go into like if we're feeling down or depressed or that sort of thing, they're targeting our crown chakra and our upper chakra
Yeah.
system to confuse us. Yeah.
Yeah, there is a lot of like everyone's been really sensitive in the last week or so because I do the
Yeah.
morning check-in and there's heightened emotions. And I had
Yes.
a load of energy come in a few days ago that was very depressing and I don't know where it came from. I tried to
Yeah.
clear it out, is this mine and let it go, but it stayed with me all day. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it probably was
Was it on
mine.
the weekend? Do you have it? Do you
Yeah,
kind of
the
remember when it
weekend,
was?
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the blue moon was officially on Sunday,
Yeah.
but as we all know, like the moon's in the sky. Oh, the moon could be in the sky for 2 weeks, depending on who's
Yeah.
programming it. So
Yeah, that's true.
so, like a couple of years ago, I was like, "Are you ever
Yeah.
going to turn the moon off? Like, why are you still in the
Yeah.
sky?" So yeah, so it did.
Mm,
I got my download and my insight on the Sunday, the official
mm,
day, and I did feel that. And when I checked in, I've got a Telegram group, and I checked in with some of the Telegram people. They were saying the same thing. They were feeling quite down. I went, okay, so they're targeting.
yeah.
They will send out frequencies, so they're really trying to hang on right now, and keep us all
Mm,
confused. And yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So Wizard Wick is in the chat saying some of the vortex points have been hijacked and altered. Um,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
Do you want me to? Yeah. You just if there's any questions, we can
Yeah,
look in the
guys,
records
pop
and
your
answer
questions in the
questions today.
chat.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I was just going to share like the alien abduction. If anyone's had an alien abduction in the
Yes.
chat, like let's look at that
Okay.
because that seems to be something that like that was mind blowing to me because I thought that program had ended.
Yeah.
So it is now part of my Galactic Akashic Records session, like for healing and clearing, because that means if individuals are still going through that, that means you have a soul contract and
Yeah.
potentially you have inorganic implants as well.
I don't
Oh, and the,
notice. It's happening all the time. I don't notice. I'm oblivious.
well,
Right.
but yes, but you're on another level because
Yeah.
you do know you're experiencing so much, but just for like the average
Yeah.
individual. So the other thing that came in was yesterday. What I did was I looked at how they announced like the four. They announced the reptilians, the greys, the insectoids, and the Nordics, and I thought, well, they must all be connected to the original agreements for the
Mm,
abduction program.
yeah.
And when I looked at it yesterday, yes, they unfortunately, that's what they did. The people who were in charge at that point on Earth wanted the technology. They
Mm,
got swayed by wanting the technology that we have now. And so they agreed to facilitate allowing human abductions and children abductions. Yeah.
yeah.
Very sad. Not impressed at all. So that's why we're all sovereign. That's why we're taking our power back. And yeah.
So there's a question from Felicity Phoenix saying, and she's saying, you mentioned in the 80s you hadn't had your activation yet. What is it that indicated either it was time or that you had unlocked the door fully for the opening to it?
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's a couple things that have come forward since then. So I actually had, and I'm going to be on a UFO podcast soon. I actually had a very powerful UFO experience in '82. So that was already preparing me for this awakening. So this is what maybe I didn't realize either, but UFO experiences are actually activating star season light workers to wake up. Then in '87, I lost a family member and I started seeking answers. And I did go to Australia. I started receiving like a lot of downloads when I was in Australia and dream memories and whatever. Um, sorry, what was the end of asking the question about my awakening or when we awaken? Do you remember?
What was the
Sorry,
indicator that it was time and that you'd unlocked the door fully?
when I got that visa to go to Australia, it started there.
Mm,
So I working in corporate. I was fed up. I wanted an adventure. I hadn't
yeah,
been traveling for a while, and I applied for a visa like in tech, and they let me in like that. Which now you and I both know that that was arranged.
yeah.
So what I did was I decided to do a trip on the way.
Mm.
So I came over to England, and then I went to the Mediterranean, and then I went to Egypt, and then I went to Africa because I'd always wanted to go to all of those places. Yeah, right.
I'm like,
I know.
oh, base. Where
Yeah,
did you go in
exactly. Yeah.
Africa? Whereabouts did you go? South Africa?
Started after Egypt, went to Kenya, and then went through 5 countries. So
Okay.
Kenya, not Tasmania, Tanzania,
Yeah.
And then went to the Zanzibar off the coast of Tanzania as well. That was really cool.
Okay.
Went to, I know, Malawi, Zimbabwe, and Zambia. Oh,
Okay.
and Botswana.
Yeah.
Botswana.
So Kruger Mercenary Corps, they're South African based. Yeah.
I didn't get down to
Mm.
South Africa.
Okay.
Finished in Zimbabwe and
Yeah.
went to Australia from Zimbabwe. There was a flight that went directly there. But I will tell you, like after I had the activation of the pyramids, my intuition was off the scales because I'd already been completely massively
Yeah.
rearranged, which I didn't understand. It took me 2 years to even figure out what was going on. But I will share with you, I started to have a lot of uncomfortable experiences after that, like that I was lit up and I was being seen everywhere, and that I wasn't aware how to protect myself,
Mm.
how to figure that out. But for me, I had the call to go to pyramids. Africa was because I thought I was going to be a veterinarian. So
Yeah.
I thought I literally was going to be like a Diane Fossey. So I wanted to go to Africa and check out like all the animals and the wildlife. And I will
Mm.
tell you, even in Kenya, I was like, no, can't be here. I
Oh,
can't be the Diane Fossey. This is not how I'm going to be. So then I thought, well, maybe I'll live in Australia, right? I was only late 20s, early 30s. So I was still trying to find my way on the
yeah.
planet. So I think as star season light workers, we're always seeking. We're
Mm.
seeking answers, information, where we belong.
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't know where we belong until we go to where we think we belong and then we come back. So
Yeah.
that's what I did. I did a swing back. I was in Perth for 6 months. I went back to the pyramids and did another month activation. And
Mm.
then I came back to Canada. So I think it's different for everyone, but I will tell you, there's so many young star season light workers awakening right now, like just
Yeah.
popping open. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was my journey, but everyone else's journey could have been different for sure.
Mm. So there's a question from Wizard Wickus, and he says, in 1984 or 1985, he was on the Coronado amphibious base where the Navy SEAL boot camp. New Year's Eve, I had missing time. I think it's from an up and back. Do you pick up anything on that? He's talking about 20 and back, so we're trying not to say 20 and back. We're trying to say like returns or whatever, so an up and back. That's just
Where okay, so I'm
so
not familiar with that base. Where
the
is it?
Navy SEAL
Where is it
base.
on the planet?
I think this is in America. Is it San Diego? James, correct me because I can't remember.
Did you say Coronado?
It says Coronado amphibious
Yes, that is in
base.
San Diego. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. And I always go back. So between 84 and 85, I was
Mm.
in tech school, and I was learning about AI.
Wow. Okay, that's
Yeah,
interesting. Yeah.
yeah. And they were already the internet was already available.
Yeah.
It was being used at military bases and at tech companies because I went and worked at a tech company in '86 and they were already using it. And the
Yeah.
fact that I took an AI course back then means that
Mm.
AI was also being used as well. Yeah.
So I was 10 years old in 85, and I had my first introduction to Black Pyramids and to the Lyrans via the cartoon Thundercats. Mm,
That's
I
really
know.
cool.
So yeah, he's saying
Okay.
San Diego for sure. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So we got Page of Cups for you. So there was something like an offer, a door opening, a portal. And what's cool about this is that this individual has like it's by water, so you were by water. Whatever you went through, this was the card that the very first time I ever went for a reading ever was the card that was pulled for me.
Hmm.
So this is the Hanged Man, which is going through something completely uncomfortable to awaken you and bring you enlightenment.
Mm.
So yes, you did go through an experience there as well. Now,
Okay.
Queen of Pentacles came in. Now, what I've noticed with her recently is she's holding this massive portal in as the disc. All right. So even though you did go through that like a Stargate system, and you very well, because you were part of the on the military base, you very well could have been part of that an operation like a Stargate operation, and then had your memory wiped, which is very, very common as well. And I just had that confirmed. I watched some interview with someone who was involved in a lot of those programs, a lot of the Stargate programs, which are real. And they said they either couldn't remember or were not told where they were going. They would just go and whatever. Clarification, Five of Wands. This person doing now since I can't see the chat? Are they okay?
Yeah, James is okay. We've just done the SSP experience a panel together, so he's coming into his kind of super soldier narrative now. He does have a lot
Yeah,
of memory context coming in. He's quite an advanced person as well.
cool.
we do seem to have a lot of synchronicity with like our DNA and stuff like that. We're kind of synced in sometimes.
That's cool.
Um,
So that's interesting then. That's why I asked because he got the five of wands and then the 10 of swords. So
yeah,
very easily targeted
right.
and tracked.
Okay.
And five of wands is like an actual fact. It's for all of us. We're all in the spiritual galactic war right now, and it's still
Yeah.
ongoing. But yeah, you were not imagining things. There was some kind of Stargate program
Mm,
that you went through an experience and or you were briefed about it. You didn't
yeah.
go on it, you were briefed about it, so you had that information. And I do believe like that they wipe people's memories for sure.
Yeah, well, I've noticed that a lot lately because I get active mind wipes. But I also drink Pepsi Max, so it's like I'm wiping my own mind like every day. And now that I realize that, I'm like, what am I doing? I've got to get rid of this
Yes.
program. But Sean Bond said I had
Yes.
1 trillion cords of contracts with PepsiCo on and off planet, 1 trillion.
Oh, you just gave me god bumps. When I left Africa, okay, so of course I grew up with Pepsi and Coca-Cola and
Mm,
whatever, and not knowing that they placed things in it to make us all like hooked into it. So I stopped. I had many, many health issues. This is another thing that woke me up. I
yeah.
had health issues since I was 5. I went to see my first naturopath at 16, so I was very sensitive to all foods, etc.,
Mm,
for years till I went through like a detox program, and now I'm a little bit of a cheater, right? Like if I want something, I'll have it. However, when I went to Africa, the what we couldn't really drink water. Like even the trip that we were on, the water that they gave us was it was horrible.
yeah.
Like it tasted so bad. So my choices were Pepsi and Coke or chai. Those are my choices. So
Yeah.
I was having like 8 to 10 Pepsis a
Yeah.
day. So I got to Australia and like I was like, my body was craving it. So I had to go through like another detox to let it go. And I didn't even know
Mm,
about cords and anything back then. That was really
mm.
early days. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so even off planet, I'm tied into the PepsiCo. So like all my clones are
Oh,
like addicted to Pepsi Max or whatever. I don't know.
should we
Um,
pull some cards on Pepsi?
yeah, go on. So I know
Just
the
for
thing is,
fun.
everyone says terrible things. It's got this in it. It's that. It's the other. Literally,
I
it's a
just
program. I'm caught in a
Yes, and I
program. Yeah.
just there's another young fellow. I repost a lot of really cool research on my
Mm,
Instagram. So if you guys want to go to my reshare, I repost
mm,
like just fun cat videos in between all the crazy stuff going on. So there's a new young guy with a pendulum, and he looked into nanobot technology.
mm.
I think it was either Coke or Pepsi, and it was like a big, oh yeah,
Yeah. So in
yeah.
the breakaway colonies, there's Pepsi that you can get that has something in it that gives you languages. So it's expensive, but you just drink it and you integrate a new language. So yeah, so that's the
Ooh,
thing. I wish we could have that here. So
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so yes, Knight of Cups, yes. So you are offered to
Mm.
have it. Like we have free will down here. We can eat and
Mm.
drink and do whatever we want. Okay,
Yeah.
and then Six of Wands. So yes, there's an essence to it that kind of, and you're aware of it. So
Yeah.
I think the essence of really being, even with what happened to me this morning, I can share it now too. The essence of from now through the solstice, it's a very heightened time for our more of our superpowers to come online. So
Okay.
if we can start treating our vessels a little bit like more consciously,
Mm.
um, the best we can. Like we're here. The source always says to me, you know what, you guys, you're here on Earth to experience everything anyway, but you know about that and you're going to a conference, so you might want to just like think about that.
Okay.
And Five of Swords, it is a potential ammunition that the other teams are using, the dark forces. They
Right.
know that they
Makes
can
sense.
they can they can
Yeah.
tempt us with the Pepsi and whatever.
They can
So
mind wipe me with the Pepsi.
you
Yeah.
know what? I try to do really, really well, and then suddenly there'll be cookies in my freezer. Like somehow they got into the house, right? So it's just like,
Yeah.
how do they sneak in? Because they
Yeah.
speak to us when we're out. We're out at the store, and it will just literally
Yeah.
say, "Hey, Julia, buy me. I love you. Take me home." Right? Like that's what
Yeah.
happens. It's the same with crystals. So I know suddenly I'll just go, "Hey, you got into my space or whatever." So
Yeah.
the so I had this really weird thing happen. I made my
Mm.
smoothie, my fruit smoothie, and I went to go drink it, and something stuck in my throat, and I thought it was the frozen blueberries. No, some kind of plastic thing
Oh.
ended up in, like, from one of the powdered packages, somehow ended up in there. So I literally had to do all of the stuff to to clear my throat. That's never happened. And even my team is saying I should go get some activated charcoal later as well. But that there, when we buy some things
Mm.
that are powdered in the packages, to take it out of that package and stick it like in a jar
Okay,
and
that
make sure
makes
there's
sense.
nothing in
Yeah.
it. Yeah, but I've never had that happen before. And
No.
I thought that's crazy.
Mm.
So anyway, that's what happened to me this morning. And I was trying to be healthy.
Yeah. So I avoid certain things anyway, and I'm just comfortable with that now. But I do need to stop mind wiping myself, shall we say? Because literally, I was like on a topic. I messaged a friend of mine. He's like, "We talked about this 3 weeks ago. You've been mind wiped
I
again," and
know.
I'm like,
Yeah.
"Come on!"
Yes.
It's like
Yes.
I circle back to the same content, the same videos
Yeah.
anyway, but it slows me down. Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
and the other thing is that even being out and about trying to get bottled water or fizzy water, like they've all got things in it too. So I'll give you a little
Mm,
hack, everybody, give you a hack that I used through the lockdowns.
mm,
Because through the lockdowns, we never knew what we were getting, what they were
yeah.
doing to anything. And I started having physical
Mm,
reactions in certain aisles of the grocery store. So then, because you work with Violet Flame too, I just
mm,
started to work with the Violet Flame and I sent the violet flame ahead and I activated it and asked it to transmute any toxins with whatever I was buying. I started with that first.
mm,
Started with me and my kitty. Like whatever I buy, I can't be picky right now. I can't be running around to 20 stores and
yeah.
so this is where I'm going. So just transmute any toxins that may be in there so it's okay. And
Mm,
then I think a year later I started doing it for everyone. So I do that whenever I go to any store now. So we can
yeah.
raise the vibration. So even though, they say this salt's bad, this water's bad. Sometimes we don't have a choice. Sometimes we're out and we need to be hydrated. So
Yeah.
we have to use our tools and we are star seeds and light workers and we are more powerful than whatever they're using.
Mm.
Yeah.
I have a purple plate. It's only small. It's like the size of an oracle card. So when I go out to events and I'm doing readings back to back, the purple plate sits on the cards.
Oh, I love
But I
that.
need to. Sometimes I use it as a coaster. Yeah, to try and
Hmm.
purify that way. So
Absolutely. And I had someone send me this. I've got a shungite
oh,
coaster.
nice. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that helps me as well. But
Yeah. I'd break that.
we're that's the thing. We're very aware
Yeah.
of what they're putting in our food and water, but they've been doing it for years. That's why I
Mm.
reacted to food in the 60s. I started reacting to fruits and vegetables that they were bringing into Canada from the US.
Yeah.
And I didn't put two and two. I mean, my mom knew I was having allergies and we figured out what it was, but I didn't put two
Yeah.
and two together that it was connected to like so we're
Mm.
oversensitive. We are our systems are overly sensitive to any sort of toxin here on earth. So we're going to be oversensitive to air particles, to food particles, anything in drink. But they gave us tools like
Mm.
they reintroduced the violet flame to all of us so we
Yeah.
could use that as a tool and start transmuting
Yeah,
things
I
for
have a
us. Yeah.
violet flame chakra as well, which is a separate
Yay.
integration from Saint Germain. So it accesses the multidimensional many flames. So you've got the violet flame, and then within that, there's all these other
All the
dense
flames, the flame
flames. Yeah,
keepers.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of awesome. We call it the rescue flames.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
so I've just there was a question from Phoenix, and it was about hold on, it was about tree rings or something. Let me find that
Okay,
again.
cool. Cool.
1 second. So, have you ever read or listened to Ringing Cedars? And if so, did you find when you went to the pyramids, did you feel it was similar or same or different than what Anastasia says in the book? I'm
So I
not
haven't read the
familiar.
book, but I'm assuming it's the same. Like people can go and listen to the trees and like we can hear frequencies from them. I'm
Mm.
assuming that that's it. All I know is that I love trees. Like
Yeah.
so I shared with you all when I have my activations, but I wanted to share with you too that the
Mm.
Palladians I worked with at that time kept like they would bring me online and then they would shut me down so I could go back and work in corporate and just be like,
Yeah.
this corporate person. Um, but what I want to share with you is like I knew that I was supposed to go to the trees. Like I knew I spend time with the trees almost every single day now. Their frequency will calm our nervous system down and bring us into alignment. Do the pyramids do that? No. And we could pull cards on the pyramids. I personally feel like
Mm.
the main stargates have been compromised.
Yeah.
And I've known clients that have gone to the pyramids since, like in the last few years, and almost
Yeah.
everyone gets sick.
I feel like that chat about Stonehenge as well. Like Stonehenge is so
Yes.
compromised.
Yeah.
Avebury standing stones, it feels a lot lighter when you're in Avebury.
Yeah.
And the whole town is within the stones, so it feels better. But they're trying to cordon it off. They want to make it chargeable to go there. How can you do that? The stones are just in fields and they're
I
everywhere.
know.
So
It's like what they're doing here in
yeah,
Canada. They are charging people to go and book parking to go to the lakes.
yeah.
Like you can't even just drive up to a lake anymore. You have to actually reserve parking.
Mm.
Like that to me is that's insane to
Yeah,
me.
it was like that when I went to Wales and I went to Bala Lake, where I consider Lady of the Lake to be there for me personally. When I go and I just knew like Merlin, I'm home. It's like that kind of energy. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's £5 parking.
Oh my
Right?
gosh. Yeah. So
That's like 10
well
Canadian, I don't know.
probably I think it's like 2 to 1, so that'll be $10.
Wow.
Yeah, so same with all our beaches here. You can't even just go to the
Yeah.
beach anymore. There's pay parking. They have people like running around monitoring the parking. So if you
Yeah.
don't have enough parking, you're going to get a ticket. It's just like this
Yeah.
is the madness of the version of Earth that we're on right now, right?
Yeah.
So what I was going to share with you all is I never felt that way at the pyramids, even though it was early on. Like I don't feel the pyramids were compromised in the early 90s, which when I was
Mm.
there. I do feel whatever was super important record-wise has been moved. It's been transported for protection reasons because suddenly there was this influx of so many people going to the pyramids. And as soon as the internet was introduced, as soon as so many people started knowing about where they needed to go, they like Giza and the pyramids is just crazy. But I would say like the spending time with cedars, spending time with trees, you're going to get way more downloads, calming of the nervous system, alignment for your mission than going to any of the previous stargates. Yeah.
What do you think about the Bosnian pyramids? There's like a heart pyramid there that you can actually go inside.
Oh, cool. Why
Really
don't we pull some
tall.
cards on the Giza pyramids and then look at the Bosnia ones? Have you
Yeah,
been there?
yeah.
Have you been to
No,
the
not
Bosnia
yet,
ones?
but it's on my list. I really want to go. I've not been to any of the pyramids. Yeah.
Oh, love it.
And there is a message in the chat about an abduction experience from Flix Love as well to get into next.
Cool. I love that. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Okay. So I just asked about the Giza pyramids because I've
Okay.
had people offer for me to go back.
Mm.
Like, nope, twice not going back because the
Right.
last time I went, I got sick. I got
Right.
really sick and I wasn't aware that it was connected until years later. Yeah.
Mm.
So because okay, so this is a good point. When we go on a trip and we suddenly we get like maybe a stomach flu or something, we've had some kind of activation and our entire cellular system has gone through an upgrade. So just let
Yeah.
y'all know. So the pyramids and keys are all about money
Yeah.
and declassifying the feminine. So whatever energy was being downloaded with the divine feminine goddess energy initially has been shifted. Plus, it used to be a portal. It was a Stargate system. Okay,
Mm.
7, the chariot. So it got changed. So it's been switched now. It doesn't have you all might you can still go and you might still be called to go because you still have some lifetimes or some energy and some memories to go and be there. But just to
Mm.
let you know, whatever was there to activate you and bring you the
Mm.
information has been moved. And now they're saying just an uncomfortable scenario. They know that light workers and starseeds go there and there's booby traps there.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So just let
Yeah.
everybody know you can go and you can cloak yourself, but just be aware you're going to want to do that because that's what I thought. I thought that there were booby
Yeah.
traps there. Yeah.
I'm getting drawn to, and it's not been in my awareness at all. And now twice in a day, it's come up Argentina.
Oh, Argentina.
Mm.
Argentina. Interesting.
Right?
Okay. We can
Not
look at
thought
that
about it
next.
ever before.
Yeah, let's look at the
Fascinating
Bosnian
around us.
pyramids because
Yeah.
that sounds, I feel like there's so many pyramids all around the planet.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
apparently there's thousands of them in South America that haven't even been discovered yet.
Loads in
So that
China.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like you can find other pyramids to go to that are you're going to have way more organic. They're all
Yeah.
connected too. Like they're all
Okay.
connected as well. Okay, so let's look at the Bosnian pyramids. Oh, I love it. The
Okay.
Fool. So that's a very
Right.
positive message and card, as well as 7 of Wands and the Hermit. So yeah, a really positive starseed activation
Okay.
area to receive downloads at the Bosnia pyramids.
Yeah.
And like the Fool, like this is you going off on an adventure, receiving 7 of Wands, receiving like downloads, insights. So if you're called to go there, yes.
Okay.
And your star family is like watching over you and
Okay. Love
assisting
that.
you. Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. I love that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good to know. Well,
Yeah.
especially if there's one that looks like a heart or has a heart near it. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, it's just called the heart pyramid, I think. I'm
Oh, I
not
love
sure
it.
why, but you can go inside it and actually take a tour, and it's like a cave tour or whatever.
Yeah.
They've set it up, yeah.
So
So
what
it's
I'm
very
hearing just
different.
from what I'm hearing from the Galactic Council is that so the ones that everybody was going to, they've redirected the positive energy, like the download transmissions, to other pyramid sites that you could be attracted to go to.
Right.
So go to ones that are less known and less like what's the word I'm looking for? Not
Touristy.
yeah, touristy. That's the word. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
they're because it's all about
Hijacked.
money. Like I'm sure like I remember how you have to pay to go on the site anyway, but
Yeah.
I'm sure Egypt is this just crazy like everywhere else on
Yeah.
the planet. I'm sure it's like paperwork and permits and
Mm.
probably 3 times more than it used to be and all that kind of thing. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a message about an abduction experience from Flix Love, who's in the
Oh,
Netherlands.
hi Flix Love. Hi.
Yep. And she's saying in 1976, abduction eggs taken without sedation. Two greys, tall white and green manted, next to, I think it's the window, felt chipped. And she'd like a card on that, please.
Okay, is
Clarity.
this her experience or
It's
something
her
she's just sharing about?
experience. Yeah.
Wow, thank you for sharing that.
Mm.
Wow. Chariot. I'm going to pull three. So that is yes, you had the experience that's confirming it. Five of Pentacles and yes, you do have something. Um and it's okay. Let me just ask for clarity. You got the Fool at the end, like moving forward. So if
Mm.
you feel at all that there's something in your life that has changed since then, that you're feeling blocked, that's what the chip is doing. They're also you're not the only one. I mean, I think every single individual that comes to me has some kind of chip or implant, but you just have this experience where you
Yeah.
remember it, right? Which actually is a gift, really. We got the Tower card and the Queen of Cups. So potentially it may be disrupting a certain, like if you're trying to move forward and do things in life, potentially there still could be some disruptions because you got the Tower card. And for, short term, short term assistance, just go back into your heart chakra and stay like at Queen of Cups. And also she has like her feet in the water. So like we were talking about before, hydration, being near the water, that sort of thing. But yeah, if you have noticed like you've been trying to move forward in life or trying to do something or even being tracked, like that's what I even noticed maybe 5, 6 years ago. I would say, oh, I'm going to go to Starbucks. And then I would go to the Starbucks and there would be some kind of incident there where somebody would be placed in front a line in front of me and then create like this weird scenario. So yeah, just pay attention to that, clicks, and see if that's going on in your life, and you can message me if you need more information for sure.
Yeah, Flix has a lot going on. She's very sensitive to energy, can't hold her phone and things like that, super sensitive.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, yeah. So there is a message from Wireless Plum, who is new
Okay.
to our channel. Thank you so much for joining us today. And they say, I had an experience with the Draco where they gave me a remote viewing drug. And so that they
Oh,
talk about it on a post that they've done, so it's too much info, but a remote
yeah.
viewing drug. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay.
Unfortunately. Oh, you're bringing up a good point.
Hmm.
Because can you ask this individual if this is a conscious, like a dream memory, an
Hmm.
experience in the dream, or if she woke up and she just remembered it happening?
Yeah.
Reason asking is because I've noticed recently there's been a few souls that have shared with me or messaged me and saying that they've been offered some kind of drink in their
Yeah.
dream time, saying, "Oh, we need to give this to you to do A, B, and C,"
Yeah.
and no, you need to say you're sovereign and you're not going to take anything. Advanced
Yeah.
beings don't need to give you any drinks. They don't need to do any of that at all.
Hmm.
So the other thing that I was given recently, even if you do not believe in this, you remind yourself to say that you're sovereign and you bring in Joshua's name and that will pull you out of their holodeck experience and what they're trying to do. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that the drink thing, that's why I'm asking, because the drink thing's new.
Mm.
And it's been like, we just need you to drink this so we can scan you to do blah, blah. And it's like, I'm thinking, no, you don't need to do any of that. There's
Right.
no taking of a potion.
Yeah.
So,
Just sound a bit dodgy. So I'm
yeah,
just waiting to see if they're going to pop something in the chat. What is it? Was it
I
a
can pull,
conscious experience or was it in a dream state experience? Let us know.
yeah, but that we have the chat anyway. I'll pull some cards anyway on it.
Yeah.
Um, I got given some information, like I do all this research, and so I pop in and out of groups, and I got given a whole bunch of information. Somebody, I don't even know who the content creator was, but they downloaded all this information on individual star seeds. And the Draco one came up, and I read it, and I was like, whoa. Even the person said they are highly dangerous.
Yeah.
Highly dangerous. They have no interest in helping humanity,
Yeah.
but they also have handlers telling them
Yeah,
what to do.
I mean, I do have a Draco, a female incarnated now
Yeah.
version of me, and I know she sends me protection from time to time. People have seen Draco guards behind me and
Yeah,
stuff,
like
so yeah,
probably like there's going to be capitulated versions of all of these groups
yeah,
now that are working with the alliance teams. There's going to be ones that have said no, we want to help humanity, and that's the same. There, when I looked at the Anunnaki with Rob a couple of weeks ago, there are some Anunnaki who have capitulated over to the alliance
mm,
because they do want humanity to succeed, and they
yeah,
also have the intel, right? Like the double agent, so they have the intel of we know
yeah,
what goes on with the Anunnaki, and we can help you all. So yeah.
yeah. So they're saying it's a memory of when I was in an immersion pod. My original body was in the pod in space with the Draco and my clone here on Earth. Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it did happen. You got the tower card.
It was like a fizzy
Uh,
soda kind of drink.
yeah, and
Um,
I can feel it. So yeah, it did happen.
yeah.
And we got the tower card, 9 of Wands. It's like I don't know when this happened, but it's like your system is still trying to adapt to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this individual can share, like if they've been having any physical symptoms around it.
Okay.
Um, got Page of Swords and 5 of Wands. You are going to be able to clear what they've done by positive affirmations, using positive affirmations and or listening to positive affirmations to
Mm.
reprogram it. So actually that's a really good point. 5 of Wands. That's a really good yeah, okay. They're sharing to do that for 5 weeks. So either like find an affirmation program to listen to, like maybe it's to do with your health. Maybe since that experience, your health hasn't been great. I'm just, picking something. So you're going to want to find an affirmation and subliminal to play in the background. Listen to it while you're sleeping,
Mm.
that you are healthy, because that's one thing we actually, no matter what they've done, we can reprogram ourselves to heal most of it. Sometimes we need assistance, of course, for sure. But that's good to know. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yep. So Willard's in the chat, and Willard is a curious individual who has a lot of things going on, and is asking, can he have a reading? So we'll pop an experience in the chat, just one, Willard, and we'll see if we can get clarity on that. Because
Yeah.
he has a lot going on. I'm not
Pick
joking.
one. Pick
Just
one.
one.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, so yeah, here we go. Okay. Willard is saying, can you tell if the dark binding spell, negative energy, spiritual blockage was broken off him?
Okay. Can you share when it happened?
Okay.
When you found out when it happened? Because yeah, we've got spell. I mean, the whole planet is spell based, right? Which is what I even love so much about Harry Potter. I think that's why I like to watch that series so much, because
Yeah.
we have spells placed on all of us our whole life for sure.
Yeah. I'm surprised that's what he's asked, because there's so many more directions he could have gone. So yeah, so we'll just get some clarity on that. He said last year he
Last
found
year,
out this
okay.
last year.
So
Yeah.
so you're the snake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And wanting to know if it's been cleared.
Yeah. Are we saying or in the 90s? So
Well, that's
okay.
the thing. We will have reoccurring things happen, and then it'll jump to another timeline and another time. Like when I do clearing for myself, that's the multidimensional clearing. Like it could be off planet, on planet, something when we were childhood, teenagers, etc. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can he share if he realizes like who it was or when it happened? Was it in a dream state? Did he go somewhere? Like was he at a concert? Because there's a lot of spell casting at concerts.
Yeah. Okay, well, Ed. I know, I believe he does get a lot of targeting from the three-letter agencies. He's linked into a popular bloodline potentially, so
Okay.
yeah. We'll
Oh,
see if we've
okay.
got
So
anything.
do you know what nationality he is?
Yeah, he's American, but
Okay.
he believes he's a Vanderbilt.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, because that goes into like the royal bloodline. So that's this card, Queen of Wands.
yeah.
So, and yes, it did happen. Of course, you got that confirmed that it did happen.
Mm,
Okay, it is, you got the Wheel of Fortune. So it is shifting.
yeah.
And then you have got the King of Cups and the Five of Cups. Has he been going to individuals to help to assist him to clear
So it happened in New York.
it?
He's put a
Okay.
specific person's name in there. I'm not going to read that out because
Okay,
it's a
that's
celebrity.
ooh.
That he believes.
Well, now I
Oh,
want to know.
so
Like
okay.
went to see like a public event,
Um,
like a
yeah. Let's.
concert.
Can you
Is it
clarify what the?
musician, actor?
Can you? I don't even know who they are. To be honest, I know that
Okay,
he's saying yes. Hold on, let me Google because they're not in my awareness. So it's like they're not
that's
for
okay. Yeah,
me.
that's okay.
Let's find out who this
Um,
person is. One second. It's a psychic and astrologer, perhaps. A published author, TV personality. He's been working with clients for 30 years. Um, okay. So he went to see a psychic, a famous psychic, and he believes that they spelled him.
yes. That's why I want to ask more questions.
Mm,
So often, because we're being spelled all the time with words.
mm,
So we can use the word spell like you were imprinted. So you were imprinted by this visit and what this individual shared with you. It imprinted on you. So that's another version of like spell. Like we went to school, we learned everything, and yeah, and you got three swords, so it's impacted you and affected you deeply. It's maybe brought not a lot of good things in your life.
mm.
Now, it doesn't mean same goes as what we were sharing with the last person. Um, for my big thing right now is forgiveness and gratitude. Even if you don't want to, just forgive that individual, call your power back,
Yeah,
and listen to positive affirmations to recode yourself. So there's something in particular from that reading that bothered you, that triggered you, that you still remember. Because I know I'm like that hanged man. Like that was an individual pulled that card on me. She didn't give me any information, and that was
yeah.
all. When I was like, yeah, yeah, like that was it, right? Like I
Mm.
got nothing. So there's
Mine is
some
the Two of Swords. And
okay.
and it comes out all the time, and I get the
Yes.
Tower. I get called the Tower Haven by guys in chat. And but when the Two of Swords first came out, the reader said to me, "Pull your head out of the sand." So when I see that card, that's what it means to me now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all mine said she said to me was, "Oh, you're in the waiting room." That was it. Like no, and
Wow.
yeah, like I got nothing. I
Yeah.
thought, yeah, exactly. So there, yeah, that they imprinted you, but it's a good exercise in knowing that they don't have any power over you. You can call your power back. Whatever
Yeah.
you remember from that reading that is bothering you, you want to recode that. So first, to let you to set yourself free, forgive them. They know not what they do. Call your power back. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll write a person's name and burn it and just saying gratitude, like
Yeah.
I call my power back and let it go. And then look at finding something based on whatever that triggers within you. Yeah, we notice things all the time. I've had to clear, this is a good example. I've had to clear from every single healer I ever went to,
Right.
every teacher class I went to. Like we don't realize how vulnerable and open we are
Mm.
to other people's energy on the planet because we haven't been caring for our own energy. So
Yeah.
that is just, it's a pivotal point in your life, but it's not, they don't have any power over you. Yeah.
Yeah. So I generally talk about the Ho'oponopono and do them.
Yes.
Sorry, please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Okay. Cool.
And even though that's Hawaiian, I didn't get it for years.
All right.
It didn't,
See,
it's
that's what
like,
I
I was like, I would
love.
listen to it going, like I had to find, because I had to figure out my own galactic way to do it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
absolutely, that's why I offer and do what I do, because I
Yeah.
will do forgiveness on behalf for other clients who aren't ready to do that, like with family
Yeah.
and yeah. Yeah.
There was a message from Shaylee. She was asking about her love life. I don't know if
Oh,
you get into that kind of thing. Let me
I
find the
used
message.
to. I started off helping with twin flames and everything. Yeah, if you
uh,
can find it.
yeah.
I was going to say, while you're looking for that, I was going to say I pulled a couple of dragon cards for us, since
Oh
I know we
yes,
all love
please. Yeah.
dragons. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I just wanted to bring some dragon messages in, but for sure. If you
Um,
all want to pick card 1, 2, or 3, and then I'll pull the dragon messages because I pulled them ahead of time.
okay. So pop it in the chat, guys. 1, 2, or 3.
I'll just let everybody do
Where's
that.
her message gone now? It was generally just about, could you tell her about her love life? It was like just a very general
You
one.
have one.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking. I'll pull a card for you for sure. Okay,
Um,
if you chose
okay.
number 1, dark blue galactic dragon, which is super cool because the dragons brought in for me yesterday that they're going to be helping me help all of you with disclosure and any sort of alien information and that kind of thing. So if you pulled that, the galactic dragons are actually helping me facilitate sessions and my training right now. If any of you need tools from them for disclosure on what's coming up for you this year. So the
Yeah.
messages helps you listen to the voice of the universe, igniting codes of your master blueprint, accessing cosmic wisdom, and entering in higher service. And I would say massive upgrades in progress. You chose number 2. You received the dusky pink dragon from Andromeda, which is amazing and prepares all of your chakras for higher love. You're also going through an upgrade, but you're receiving love, the frequency of love. Accept and radiate this love and touch others with its flame. Now, what's so interesting is even since that experience that I had on the weekend where the Anunnaki energy that I didn't know was there left, I've gone back to asking to, even for today's podcast, to just bring in love and source love and joy and to raise us all up. Now, that's how I started. And somewhere along the line, I got twisted into this like higher defense and whatever. So I've gone back to that again. So those of you who chose this, like really love yourselves and emanate passing that love on, just paying it forward because it's helping the rest of the collective wake up. Okay. It's also helping you and it's helping your family. I love this one. And actually, Julia, you pulled this one. This is number 3, Source Dragon. You pulled this one a couple days ago and
Oh,
I was in the
really?
chat
Because that's what
and
I've
it
just
really,
chosen.
yeah,
I've
and it
traded
really,
James as well. James and I, two peas in a pod.
and it really lifted me up. It was
Yeah.
after our podcast. I think the next day I was on your little
Oh,
thing and you pulled the dragons and I was like, the Source Dragons. So they are
yeah.
now part of my posse. They're now part of my team. So
Okay.
Source Dragons, again, attuning you to source energy, light, and just to know that you are magic and miracles can happen
Okay.
and that you're being supported by source. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. So you pulled this one
Yeah.
again today? Did you
I've
pull it
no,
this week?
I just picked number 3, you see. So,
Oh,
and
there you
yes,
go. Yay.
we've all popped it in the chat. Quite a few of us picked number 3. Yeah, we're all in alignment, so that's good.
I've got a massive dragon posse now. Like I call
Yeah.
in so many dragons right now, and I have one that's kind of the head speaking. When you
Yeah.
pulled the source dragon card, I guess maybe it might have been maybe Thursday or Friday, I can't
Yeah.
remember. And I was like, of course. So like the dragons are all source, but it's like the source dragons bring in that real connection to source that you need right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Did you want to look into anything else? What do you reckon?
Did you want me to pull a card for Selena?
For Shaylee, yeah.
Bailey, sorry.
Sprinkles, aka Shaylee. But it
Oh,
just says a reading in regards of my love life. That's all it
I'll
said.
just pull one or two
Yeah.
cards for you. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, someone else is asking about a life path number. Okay. Do you get into life
Okay.
paths? Yeah.
I kind of dabble in all of it in
Yeah.
numerology. I mean, I know what mine is, but I can bring in messages as
Yeah.
well.
Okay.
So you have an option of 2 individuals
Oh,
coming.
sprinkles. Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, and you're gonna want to choose the path of happily ever after. All right. So you're going to want to set your intentions. So the universe is manifesting someone for you, but you have to determine what you wish for and value yourself around that. But you might have 2 options coming. You want the happily ever after joy, whatever your vision is. And then, yeah, and you got the 2 again. So you got 2 of wands and 2 of pentacles.
Yeah.
So you're going to also want to choose an individual that is balanced and awake and does their own work. And then you're not you're both individual sovereign beings, but you're keeping your own, you're keeping your own sovereignty, and so are they for sure.
Yeah. So James, when I was saying James and I like two peas in a pod, he's wondering, is it a stasis pod that me and him seem to be in? Yeah. Because
Wow.
honestly,
Yeah.
we're really aligned. So like I've got like Kali DNA and he's Shiva DNA and stuff like that. We're really in alignment. It's so bizarre. And we've got very similar
Stasis
like
pod.
SSP experiences and yeah.
We're going to have to talk about red dwarf next time.
Oh yes, red
I'm
dwarf,
a big
yes.
red dwarf.
Really? Oh wow,
Oh,
okay.
huge,
That's
huge.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They used to, public television, they used to have Red Dwarf marathons. So I
yeah.
started watching Red Dwarf in the 90s. Yeah.
Oh, love it. Yes, that's
Oh,
so cool. Yeah.
oh wow. So the outcome came the chariot. You're not in a pod together, but you're side by side. You're close.
Okay, so there's
You're
like
like
a
in the
balance
same
aspect
pod.
then.
Yeah, you're in the
Okay.
same pod area. You're in the whatever you want to
Okay.
call that. The same pod section.
Yeah. Okay, that makes
And
sense to us. Yeah.
and you both went in at the same time.
Oh, that's unusual.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So you both like however they work out the program of when people are coming and doing whatever,
yeah.
you both decided and entered it in at the same time.
Okay.
And then, yeah, you're in the same, whatever we want to call that, the
Yeah.
pod group, the pod
Okay.
location.
That's
Yeah.
interesting because
That's,
James is like 10 years older than me. But generally when I'm in the programs, I get de-aged as well because with my SSP brother, he's younger than me in the here and now, but I know I'm younger than him in most of our missions.
yeah. And
Yeah.
we all know that the age thing is
It's not real. Yeah.
no, well, I mean, I was going to say it would probably work out to like more like different galactic experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
You also, besides this mission, you've known each other in previous missions.
Yeah.
Got Seven of Swords as well.
That's
That's
cool.
cool.
That's very
Yeah.
cool. It's so funny because he's on the other side of the world, so it's like we've no chance to ever meet in person. But yeah, everyone still
But
finds
you
each
found
other.
each other online, and that's what
Yeah,
the internet was the gift to us
yeah,
for us to all find each other. So that's amazing. That's how you and I found each other, Julia. So
yeah. I
that's
know.
awesome.
Typical
Yeah.
Skeptic podcast. Honestly, he's the key to so much over there. He
I've
really
had
is.
I've had so many beautiful connections through that portal. So I'm really, really
Yeah,
grateful. And it was someone else that brought me to Typical Skeptic as well. So there you go.
yeah. Are you okay to do one more question?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Mr. Rainbow Flame says, can I have a reading on what I saw in meditation about my purple grey feelings like other self sitting on a chair of crystal ice on another planet, if that is true?
Oh, so like like a gray alien, but it was purple gray.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
These questions
That's
are
what.
quite deep, aren't they?
Can you reread that again?
Exactly right. So I saw a meditation about my purple grey
Okay.
feelings like a other self sitting on a chair of crystal ice on another planet. Is that true?
Yeah, like could be part of your team.
Hmm.
Huh. Yeah, because this is what I'm learning. There's multiple different kinds of grays. There's
Yeah.
many different types of grays. So the fact that you said purple, I thought, well, purple is a very high frequency
Wow.
source color ray, right? Like that wouldn't be a usual color gray to come color
No,
gray
I know.
color ray to come into it.
Somebody's talked about like purple mantis being very spiritual, high up mantids. I get the black ones, like the army.
Yeah, so
So
I would
yeah,
say like that's one beautiful key that comes into our dreams is that we can see color and visualize color. So when purple
mm,
comes in, it's a very spiritual chakra color as well. So yeah. So this purple gray is part of your team. It's actually, I don't know if this is your first experience with this being, but it actually is like one of your team members. So the first message you got is the Six of Pentacles. So in a way, it's trying to show you like how to stay in balance right now, which is interesting that you met it through meditation. So maybe you were even guided to go into meditation and it showed itself. It's also a very positive you manifested it. You manifested that
Mm.
experience, that memory, and it is here to kind of in a way teach you. So that's a really good point is we might work with a version of our higher self or one of our galactic team members thinking that they're going to all look like these bright light beings, and they're getting to the point where they're literally showing us now what their form is. And I feel like this is part of disclosure is that we're getting used to that they don't all look like the cookie cutter light beings that we've been told as well. You also got Six of Swords. So hopefully you can connect with this energy again, but it literally is trying to guide you. This is like moving out of troubled waters. So
Mm.
it literally is trying to come in and say, hey, I'm here to assist you. You're not alone, which is super cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. Yeah. And they're in Europe. They're in Belgium.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that's
thank you.
cool.
I think Rainbow Flame came to my live a couple of
Oh,
days
nice.
ago as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So yeah,
Awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
So
yeah.
Linda is asking, could she have a card or two about love connections and partnerships, and then we can make that the last one.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I don't want to keep you too long in case you don't want to stay.
Is there well, I thought you had
No,
another
she
show after.
cancelled. She cancelled.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So Rogue Dragon, yeah, she's had yeah, we're gonna have to reschedule. There's a lot going on
That's
in her
okay.
life right now.
Well, let's
Yeah.
do that one question and then you and I can maybe talk about one of the
Sure.
other topics for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
So this is
sounds
for
good. So
Linda.
this has been a day of redirects for everybody.
Yeah. Honestly,
Yeah.
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 I don't mind when people, it's not very often that people do cancel last minute or anything like that. It's my guides letting me know that I need that time for something
Me
else. So
too.
I don't
Yeah,
mind. Yeah.
me too.
Yeah.
Okay, so you also this seems to be our card today. So you got the
That's the
tower
Tower
card, but
Haven.
you may you may have had some not great relationships in the past, or you may have gone through like a breakup in the last year or two. So that was to actually get you to this point. Okay. Um, and yeah, so it may have been like not great. There a lot of us have gone through a lot of those experiences. That was to move you to a new timeline. So right now you got the Queen of Pentacles, so you are becoming this very aware, conscious, sovereign, divine feminine in your own power, not reliant on whatever you were in before. And so you're going to be coming and we're manifesting, we're creating our reality. So you're again, like what I shared with the first individual, you want to really think clearly about who or what you would like in your life based on who you are now, not based on any relationships in the past. And if you had a really bad experience, you're going to want to forgive, release, and clear that timeline so you can move forward. Okay. So this is who you are now and or who you're becoming. This individual doesn't need anybody. She's sovereign, she's abundant, she's independent, and she's very strong and intuitive. Then you got the Page of Pentacles. So there could be somebody younger coming into your life or into your sphere as well. And as soon as you decide that this is what you want and you're very clear about what you wish to manifest, this individual could show up anywhere from 8 days to 8 weeks. So that's the kind of window that we're in right now. So yeah. So
Wow.
that's the flip of I used to go for relationship readings all the time.
Mm.
Back in the day, nobody understood about manifesting that we're co-creating our reality. So it's really
Yeah.
about you deciding what you wish for
Yeah.
and then setting that up.
I avoid it a little bit because I used to do a bit of TikTok, and people come on and say, "Is this person thinking about me?"
Oh,
And
I know. I
I don't
know.
like it. I don't like it.
I started off doing twin flame sessions and readings and it was exhausting because
Yeah.
it was a constant wheel. It was a
Yeah.
constant of it was an obsession and a wheel and stuff. Yeah. So I didn't mind
Yeah.
today because I feel like even that information was supposed to
Yeah.
come for
And I
everyone about don't think
yeah.
that you're being picked. You are picking yourself and
Mm.
you are saying, hey, universe, I value myself and this is the type of relationship I would like.
Yeah, I'm more of an activator reader, so you get a slap in the face, right? You get pushed on the
Tough
right.
love.
Yeah, you get the
Tough
tough
love.
love, the course correction, over there, off you go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that
that's
was yeah. And I look like if I look back on my whole life of relationships, if anyone had just said that to me in a reading to begin with, that would have saved a whole lifetimes of readings,
yeah,
right?
that's
Like,
true.
no, you're going to be working with the dragons and helping the
Yeah,
Galactics. Like, if they brought that information in early, that would have been really helpful. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, For some of
Yeah.
you, you're going to meet that individual by being on mission.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but some of you, like everyone right now has a mission. Everyone is being
Mm.
called to do something. And
Yeah.
we're so being activated by disclosure right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate everyone sharing your experiences today. It's super important.
Yeah. Cool.
So out of all the topics that I was talking about yesterday, is there anything that's jumping out at you? So we have, is Earth a simulation?
Mm.
Door number 1, door number 2, Project Bluebeam. Door
Yeah.
number 3, alien abductions. And then door number 4 was just looking at all 4 alien types that they talked about connected to disclosure.
I think for me it's a simulation. Let's see what the guys say.
Okay.
Because I've had that. There's a video on Portal to Another Dimension on Drake Reed's channel, and he just QHHT, and he did a session with Arkeem Ra, and
Yeah.
Arkeem Ra channeled forward this being who said, when Drake was asking, tell us about this world, is it a matrix? And the being said, you don't want to know, you won't like the answer, and the answer was right, like there was a laptop with our simulation running on it in a warehouse, and I could see it. I could literally
Yeah.
see it as if
Yeah.
someone was just going to come up and put it in their backpack,
I just got my God bumps because that's why we need to talk about Red Dwarf, because it was that whole
Yeah.
episode where they were told that they were in the game and it was a simulation and that they were really Red
Yes, I
Dwarf,
remember that one now. I
right?
remember, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
so
the thing.
yeah. James is saying, yeah, simulation and an accelerated training simulation. Mm.
Yes. I think it's
Yeah,
multiple things. Like even that explanation would have been something really, really simple that our minds can grasp and we can
yeah.
see it. I think as well, like I posted something yesterday. I'm slowly noticing new people coming to my Facebook pages, but
Mm.
original people are now leaving
Right.
because I'm starting to push up against everyone's belief systems by talking about disclosure.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, I'm just preparing everybody because it's in our reality, whether we all like it or
yeah,
not. So it's here, it's not going anywhere. So what
yeah,
I found, when I research, I find images. So I found an image of like, look, like even the question, is the earth round or flat? Well, it's all of the above,
yeah,
right? Like, because it's something with a dome over it somewhere. We don't even know where
okay.
that is. It could be in the warehouse. It could be like in with all these other domes around it. Atlantis could still exist. Like I'm
Yeah,
sort of at the point now where I'm open to whatever the next big piece of information they want to bring for us around that.
yeah,
And guess what? What the image that I found, I can send it to you, Julia. They show these portals going in and out where beings can kind of come in and out of where we are. So
yeah.
that I found that interesting because I thought that makes
Interesting.
sense. So it is flat and round.
Yeah. So I mean I kind of sit with the round because I'm experiencing space memories and
Yeah.
ship memories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
James
I
is
think
saying,
I think we do experience. I look at it like we
yeah,
do experience it because me too. It's
yeah,
multidimensional. So we would probably travel out of this experience to go and
yeah,
experience that
yeah.
that
But I mean,
reality.
if we're all Source and Source wants to experience everything, then we're all going to
Yes.
have unique experiences. So some people will get that experience that is right for them, and yeah. James is
Yeah.
saying maybe an advanced ambassadorship training program, the simulation, but it's got a virus or it was hijacked at some point.
Got a lot
Yeah.
of viruses.
Oh, Sakat's reminding us about simulation, mole world, back rooms.
Yes. Oh, and I looked into Mall World. So we'll talk about
Okay.
that next because I did
Yeah.
look into it. Okay. So yeah, this is so interesting. So we got some pentacles. So that would represent the world. Okay. We also have the Two of Wands, which he's holding like the world in his hand. And we're at Five of Pentacles. So this is where we're coming out of. So even this conversation that we're having today is a conversation we all need to start having, that we need to be prepared that a lot of information that's going to come forward is going to blow all of our minds. We just need to be open to it. Like it's
Mm.
been holding us back as a collective. It's been keeping us in a holding pattern, lack poverty
Mm.
consciousness. It's been keeping us like small beings, and we're not small beings, but that's how they've been keeping us in a holding pattern. Because I will
Mm.
share, I mean, I when I looked even at the recent Apollo missions, they were to help plant the seed for humanity to understand about space. So there is
Mm.
space. It's another
Okay.
dimension. It's a dimensional frequency. That's why we all love space. That's why we love all the sci-fi and the stargates and all of that, right? So
Yeah.
there is that, but it's like we don't quite. They didn't give us all the information yet, and even NASA is a PR marketing company. Their narrative
Yeah.
is just been, this is it. This is all there is. You're all safe. There's nothing
Mm.
going on. That's been their narrative.
Yeah.
So now we have this two of wands. So we have benevolent beings. This also could represent source watching over us. You know, we either agreed, we picked the lottery number, we begged to come here, we came here to heal and go elsewhere, but we are being watched over, and that is our
Mm.
journey. Me too. We have all of these guides we work with,
Mm.
but honestly, we're moving back to being more source energy, and that's what we came here for. That's literally what we
Mm.
came here for, and we are going to get the information.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's going to be okay because it's going to have pieces of everything. Everyone's going to be happy.
Okay.
It's going to have the flat earth piece, it's going to have the space piece, it's going to have there's all these different worlds and everything, and it's going to
Mm.
free us all because it's going to be our galactic history, so we're going to get all of that back, so that's cool.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
the I'm getting pressure on my head. The Anunnaki is not happy with this at all.
Okay.
No, they do not want us to be sovereign and free and happy.
Yeah. Oh, so I had an experience a couple of years ago when I was doing a J seal removal with a client, and she
Right.
suddenly stopped and said, "There's a being in the room," and she drew him, and I think it was an Anunnaki, right? It was a tall being which kind of had like tentacles or something. I don't know, but it was watching us, and I just kind of said, "I see you." Well, I didn't see him, but I acknowledge you, and I carry
Yeah.
on because this is important.
I
Yeah.
think it's been hard for people to even draw images of the Anunnaki because I feel
Yeah.
like there's some it can be a broad band for many
Yeah.
different beings that kind of agree. Maybe it's
Mm.
like a favorite sports team. Maybe a bunch of different beings agreed to become Anunnaki, like Jedis, and that's what they resonate, and that's what their mottos are and whatever.
Mm.
Um, I didn't understand about their energy till a couple of weeks ago, till I walked in the forest and these beings walked by me and I had this reaction to
Yes.
them, like my throat closed up. And I was like, I telepath with them. I was like, who are you? And they're like, oh, we're Sumerian, we're Anunnaki, like that. No problem at all. And then they just kept
Wow.
walking. Once they left, my throat was okay. And I was like, wow. So yeah, I can put some cards about that, but I feel
Yeah.
like they're the last group that does not want to left. So we can call them the virus.
Okay.
Somehow they were the virus that took over the simulation. Why would Source allow that? Well, I feel like it was just all part of it, part of like
Mm.
letting us kind of go into the depths of something to come to rise up and come out of it.
Yeah, because I worked with Ivan Teller a few months back and I asked him to
Oh,
channel the timeline. I love Ivan Teller. I channel the
yeah,
timeline. And so to channel the timeline being the consciousness of the timeline. And I
yeah,
asked her, she actually had a name. And I asked her, I said, why would you allow this to be happening right now? All this terrible stuff. And she said, because of free will. Basically, do what you
yes,
want. Do what you want on my
yeah.
timeline. It's fine. So,
Yeah,
I
and
was,
we
yeah,
all came here to wake up, to
yeah.
heal, to let it go so we can heal like those Orion Galactic War traumas that we can't do in the
Mm,
Orion system. And then we can choose where we want to go. We can go home to Source, we can go back to Andromeda, we can hang out in ships and help with the
yeah.
collective moving into New Earth on the higher frequency. So I don't know how even that's going to look. That might just be moving everybody over into another simulation. I don't know, you know. So
Yeah.
I'm open and to understanding it all now, as opposed to like maybe 5 years ago, that would have been like too much for me and too much for a lot of us for sure. But
Mm,
absolutely, somehow the virus got
mm,
installed into, and it could have been just something simple like the Matrix, like somebody just went into a room and installed a virus in the laptop,
yeah.
right? Like to see if they could.
Mm.
So maybe those are the Agent Smith
Yeah.
installed that.
So Missy Hill is in the chat and she says,
Hi,
I look
Missy
at
Hill.
this, yeah, I look at this as a pop-up book. When you turn the page and add light, it is multi-dimensional. Otherwise, maybe compact because maybe everything exists in the same space. Time creates distance. And she's put a question on that. So, but yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like that's like we're kind of piecing all the multidimensional pieces together too. Like how does that simulation run at the same time as this? And
Mm,
that's like when I do my quantum healing as well. It's multidimensional, it's clearing multiple timelines,
yeah.
even ones that I don't know. I just know that there's all these programs running, right? So,
Mm,
okay, so back to the Anunnaki virus.
yeah.
Um, again, we got the two of wands, which we just had with the world
Mm,
watching over it. So again, even though all these horrible things are happening. Source is still there, and Source
Mm.
is still watching over us. Knowing that, guess what? Source is in our heart, Queen of Cups. So that is the heart chakra is where we have to keep going back to connect
Right.
with Source. I'll tell
Okay.
you, after I cleared that Anunnaki weird energy, which I just know now to check my Stargate system because things hide there. They hide things there like other viruses.
Mm.
And right off the bat, the next day when I went through my reboot Monday morning, I heard Source clear as day, which
Wow.
I've always had a connection with Source, and I do hear Source off and on, but it depends where we are. There's
Mm.
technology and interference and all sorts of. Source was like loud and clear. Hey, Pink Bella, good morning. And I was like, Source, is
Mm.
that you? Yeah. So that's why we do our healing. That's why we do our shadow work, and that's why we keep going back to our heart, because
Mm.
that's how we're going to finish the simulation for ourselves and help others complete the simulation, because there's so
Yeah.
many people who don't know that
Mm.
yet, right? Source
Yeah.
is whatever you, it's the force, it's the goddess energy, it's the
Mm.
universal energy, it's whatever resonates with you. I never resonated with the word God. I can use it now, it doesn't bother me, but
Yeah.
it was such a
I had trouble with it for a while. Yeah.
yeah, like it was such a religious connotation that
Yeah.
I felt like it was hijacked, but now I'm okay with that word, like I'm okay with
I
it.
find for me it's easy because the Earth Star used to say Mother, Father, God. I find that easier
Mm-hmm.
to work in. That Mother, Father,
Oh,
God.
the God. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So again, it was another word that was hijacked, like everything
Yeah.
else.
Um.
And sorry, just the
Sorry.
ending of it. No,
Yeah.
it's okay. So then we are through the heart chakra, working ourselves back to sovereign manifestors and our superpowers.
Mm.
So it's like, if we think about it, we came into the simulation, into this life, knowing we were going to be like me, Dorothy, Wizard of Oz, like going
Mm.
through all these yellow brick road twists and turns, getting our superpowers back by understanding that we're healing, we're bringing our power back, and that we're powerful manifestors, which is really what they don't want us to know.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So
go ahead, Julie.
James is asking, would it help if they change their mind if Nibiru gets healed by a human to a state where it can self-heal?
Well, it's weird because when I looked at Nibiru recently, it looked like it was a ship, not a planet.
Mm.
But then they call us the ship too, right? They call Earth a ship too. So I think we should just pull some cards on Nibiru, because I'm feeling whatever story was given about the Anunnaki and Nibiru coming back and slamming into Earth was a trauma-based story that was to put us all in fear. So you all individually, if it triggers you, forgive them and clear it yourself and just let it go. Because every time I look at Nibiru, nothing's coming into Earth. Nothing's gonna mess up the path that we're on to free the program, to delete the virus, because that's what we all came in to do. Even though we've all got different roles, like Julia's role might be different because with SSP versus my role is more galactic, some are angelic, etc. Right? So let's just look at Nibiru, because I think when I looked at the Anunnaki a couple weeks ago, I wanted to know if Nibiru was close by, because I wanted to know if that's why the Anunnaki seemed so like back in their power, like trying to hang on to the simulation a little bit more. So I wonder if they're
Mm.
I'm just seeing, like, I'm
No.
wondering if they're all like they're competing against each other, like on those old arcade game panels where
Mm. That's funny. They're talking in the chat about Russian Doll is a great show. I've not seen that.
I haven't
Um,
either, but the Russian doll is like the stacking doll, right? Is that what they mean?
yeah, maybe.
Okay.
So James is saying he was told that it was one of his missions was to heal Nibiru. Um,
Okay.
yeah.
So, yeah, so I feel like, James, if you look into it, we're going to know that that was also a story that was just planted and given to us.
Okay.
When I've looked at it, it's like Nibiru is like it's a spaceship or a space station, or
Mm.
somewhere where they're able to monitor us and the program here as well.
Yeah, I like
Okay.
space station on that. Maybe he's
Yeah.
meant to go on the space station and he's supposed to reactivate something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Nibiru itself, that name, Three of Swords, it causes so much pain and trauma for so many individuals. Okay.
Mm.
King of Pentacles. Okay, I'm getting that this is actually a message from the Anunnaki, that they don't want to give up this program, because they
Mm.
know if they control it, they control us, that they stop us from evolving, and they keep
Mm.
us in this Five of Pentacle lack poverty programming. There's that, as an example, all on the media right now, Canada's in a recession. Just in 24 hours, suddenly we're in a recession. And I was like,
Wow.
oh, I remember. Yeah. But now I'm like, no, but I remember that when I was a teenager or early
Yeah.
20s. That was big news. Now it's like,
Mm.
oh, they're just trying to throw a label out there and just to scare everybody. And I'm
Yeah.
just, we create our own reality every day.
Mm.
So anyway, I thought that I just had to show that because I thought that was interesting. I thought I haven't heard that word recession in a long
Yeah.
time. That's this.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
this,
I'm
right?
quite disconnected from other people's realities now. I'm in my own little
That's
world.
good. Yeah, no, I am too. But
Yeah.
because I'm doing this work, I have gotten back to being brave and sort of
Mm.
scanning different stories just so I can kind of keep track with what's going on. But yeah, I don't take
Yeah.
it. I don't take
No, I rely on the chat and my close friends telling
Yeah,
me what's going on. Otherwise, I've got no idea because I
absolutely. Well,
barely leave the
that's the
house
best.
anymore. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the best thing. And then if I do shows with Robert, I do some research with like what are the hot topics this week, right?
Okay.
So for that fellow, what was his name again? Sorry, that was asking
We're
about
talking about
Nibiru.
James. Yeah.
Yeah, James. So
Yeah.
yes, Two of Cups. It's an offer for you to assist
Mm.
with whatever Nibiru is to you to help humanity, and it's going to help bring balance back, like information. So yeah, I feel like you're going to have pieces of
Mm.
information about Nibiru, and that's with me. I have no fear about looking at any topics because through the records because I'm getting intel that I wouldn't even think about. It's not ego based. It's not really even earth
Yeah.
based. It's just like what I'm curious.
Mm.
I'd like to
Yeah.
know what's going on out there in the galaxy and the universe. Like
Mm.
what's happening, Source? What's going on?
Let's have some tea.
Yeah, that's right. Woo.
That was funny. So
That is
what was
funny.
it? What was your next topic?
What did I? Oh, alien abductions, which we kind of already
Yeah,
looked
we
at.
touched on that a little bit already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I was thinking we could look at is like if there's a message from all of the four groups that they've announced. Apparently, there's
Yeah.
going to be another round of files come out after Disclosure Day.
Okay.
I heard June 15th today, this morning. So why don't we just look at all of them, the
Yeah.
grays,
Okay.
and remember everyone, there's benevolent beings with all of these groups. We're
Mm.
just labeling these seem to be the four groups that came into agreements with the governments on the planet, started sometime in the 30s and the 40s
Mm.
for abduction programs. And what the message that came in that I brought in yesterday is that that is a soul contract, that is contracts that were created for many of you without your sovereign choice. It
Mm.
could have been ancestral. It could have been just something that you agreed to get to Earth. I agreed to so many crazy things just to get into the Earth program.
Wow.
So that is something that I'm assisting people to clear and delete. You do not need to be
Mm.
part of those programs anymore at all. So let's just look and see. What do we need to know about that and the abduction program? Okay, we have Page of Wands. We have the Tower, which is like our big card
Tower
today.
Haven. Yeah.
Yeah, Tower Haven, that's right. And we have the World, which is Source.
Okay.
So maybe even 6 months ago, like even the rest of this year, this was like just a little idea that
Mm.
like many of us in Disclosure, yeah, we believe in all of these, but nobody really wants to talk about their abduction experiences, or
Yeah.
if they are, they'll get targeted, right? Like oscillated, thrown out of families. Like, look, think about all even the secret military people that had their careers
Mm.
just shredded or they've
Yeah.
disappeared. So that's kind of where we are coming into. And it's just now like Sources brought this light into all of this. Like, no, you all can share your experiences now. You're helping others. You're not going to get oscillated. Well, there's still going to be people that don't believe it for sure.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be like I already see like generals coming forward that have been part of all these secret programs that were that
Mm.
tried to talk about it, that got oscillated. They're actually now being interviewed, on mainstream media right now. They're able to heal, and that's it. Like Sources saying it's okay now. It's time for us to share our experiences.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's come up in some of my work this week that I'm personally holding a lot of shame and humiliation about
Yes.
sharing, right? And so, but my mentor's like saying, you need to put yourself out there, you need to whatever. And I'm kind of thinking, okay, because I don't like being a guest on podcasts. I prefer to be the host. And if I want to share, if I feel comfortable, then I'll share something. And
Yes.
but it's like I'm having to put myself out there. And I found myself today. I did an interview on Basis TV with Miles Johnston, when I talk about the number of clones I have, I follow it up with, well, that's crazy, right? That's ridiculous, And
Yes.
I'm thinking, well, the audience is going to sit there and think, well, she's nuts talking about 24 million clones, right? And
Woo.
So I follow it up with, there's a lot less now. There's only 750,000
That's
in
still quite a few.
in this sector or something. So it's yeah, so I kind of follow it up with like a negative wording to try and offset. It's like, yeah,
Yes,
so I need to get
I
out of
know.
that habit. Yeah.
I know. I know. And I'm the other way. I'm supposed to be guests on people's podcasts
Yeah.
because someone like you can ask really intricate questions
Yeah.
and the audience that I would never think of. So I can sit on my channel. I mean, I've been on my channel for 10 years. So I can sit on my channel and yik yak about things all day. But it's like someone
Yeah.
like Julia or Rob can bring forward questions that and all of you asking the questions. Thank goodness for all of you, because we're getting down to the core of everything now. That's
Yeah.
how we're spreading the word. So thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
And thank you for Julia, too.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I love doing the hosting. I do, but I get very uncomfortable being the guest. So I've got to try and get
I
out of
know.
that.
I know. And I don't like
Yeah.
interviewing people
Right. Okay.
because I'm a researcher.
Yeah.
So as well, right? Like, so I like to be that,
Yeah.
but we all have to find our own way. Like I did
Mm.
try and do interviews for a while, and I thought that's just not my
Yeah.
thing. So someone like you're very good at it, and so is Rob, right? So yeah,
Yeah. So it was Ivan Teller and his team that basically said, you need to just do intuitive questions. Stop preparing so much. And I stopped
yeah.
looking at the questions because they're not right. You need to do intuitive questions. So
Intuitive
yeah,
questions are good.
so just random
Yeah,
things will pop in. Yeah, that's how
yeah.
I roll.
And so after you and I did our show, you just got me all jazzed up again.
Yes,
Because
I
I've been
thought
doing,
it was
yeah, because I've been
fantastic.
doing this
Yeah.
work for so long. I'm like, oh, the
Yeah.
dragons. I love talking about the dragons. It's so
Dragons.
exciting.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that I did more lives on my channel last week than I probably have in the last
Wow.
6 months because I just find sometimes it's just easier to just record an update and then upload it. But I
Mhm.
really felt like everybody needs contact right now. Like they need to be
Yeah.
acknowledged and answer questions. And yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. So
yeah.
I start off my week with it, like, oh, there's only 3 podcasts, but by the end of the week, I've done like 5, 6 guest spots, and I've done 5 live updates, and we do community early lives, and yeah.
Yeah.
So one week, a friend of mine said, "Oh, it's been really busy. I've done 4 podcasts this week," and I'm like, "Yeah, I've done 13." Right?
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
I got a message from StreamYard yesterday telling that I like, oh, you're cranking out so much material that you've almost used up your whole amount
Wow.
and I'm like, oh, that's hilarious. They've never
Yeah.
said that to me before. But I'm like you, I've just been like
Yeah.
recording or
But
going live or
I
whatever.
don't know how Rob, a typical skeptic, does 3 to 4 shows practically every single day. I don't know how
I
he does that.
I
And
don't
even
know.
as a moderator, I can't keep up with the amount of shows he does. So I only dip in and out, and
Yeah.
you just
No,
can't physically
I
do
don't know
it.
how
Yeah.
he's doing it. But I used to do the same thing when I started because
Mm.
they didn't have software that you could stream to multiple platforms. So I would go live on Facebook and then live on YouTube and I
Yeah.
would do that a couple times a week. And yeah, my poor Facebook people, they don't get very many individual things anymore. I usually just like load up my YouTube, but that's okay.
Yeah. I
Everybody,
did used to do daily cards on Facebook, but nobody showed up.
I, I
Right?
know all the platforms have
Yeah.
different vibes, right?
Yeah.
So even for the last 3 years, I've been doing like Rumble only content. And recently I've just been doing the content on YouTube and loading it up to Rumble because it's just
Yeah.
I'm trying to find more time to do other things as well. So
Um,
yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it's, we're all being called to do our thing. I was just invited on a UFO podcast to share my
nice.
UFO experience. And that was it. Like I've been guided like you to
Mm.
start sharing the information on different little groups. Everyone's like
Yeah.
segregated into their little group to let them know that we're all
Mm.
here going through the same experience. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're saying Rob is like a central processing center.
He is.
He
I
is,
found
yeah.
something got sent my way today, like all these
Yeah.
horrific things that people are experiencing with the data centers. So I sent that to him as well. Yeah, because that's a big,
Yeah.
huge topic right now.
Tiffany says, I love
Hi,
Pink
Tiffany.
Bella's Rumble.
Oh, thank you, Tiffany. Yes, I promise I will get back to doing some Rumble content. I just
Me
haven't
too.
had time.
I've never anything. I got locked out of Rumble for a couple of months, so I need to
Oh,
try and get back in properly. But I've been
what?
uploading religiously to my Substack because that links into my audio
Yes,
podcast. So I've been
I
doing
love that. Yeah,
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 it
yeah. And
streams out
I'm on
to
Substack too.
Spotify
I
and
love that.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm
I
using
was
it. Oh, I see.
my
So they're putting in
so
the
my
chat, where do you
rum.
get this person? I'm like, oh, who is that? I know.
My Rumble only, I was doing, so I was this whole year, which I kind of paused after David Wilcock for a little bit, but I've
Mm.
been doing Starseed Origins for famous people. They were just like showing up and asking me
Yeah.
to do their Starseed Origins. So I was loading those up on Rumble because I didn't want any trouble on my YouTube channel with anybody coming back with like, no, you can't do that, whatever. So I did the one I did with David Wilcock. David Wilcock was a tough turning point for a
Mm.
lot of us because he
Yeah.
worked so hard on getting ready for his disclosure and then he just kind of vanished. But I have a new theory.
Okay.
Okay, so well, which we kind of talked about anyway. I believe his name is Sala. He knew David. He did some things with him in like 2008, whatever.
Mm.
He just, and I haven't gone to watch this video yet, but there's been a bunch of scientists that have gone missing, and
Yeah.
the Amy Eskridge soul that went missing in 2022, he's just gotten information that she's not missing,
Right.
that was the story, so she could leave that reality and go and do her work like in the underground bases and
Okay.
be away because she was being so heavily targeted. I feel David Wilcock's same,
Yeah.
and the reason, and I looked at it anyway, and the reason I say that is same with her. Nothing. There
Mm.
was no autopsy. There was no real police presence. There was
Yeah.
nothing. Like even the statement from the family, like it was just like a little blip. There was nothing. That was the same with David. So to
Mm.
me, the whole story was we're moving him over here
Yeah.
and we don't want you all looking into it and just leave it alone kind of thing. So that was the same with her. And he just brought that
Yeah.
information about her through the weekend, through
Yeah.
somebody who said that she's alive and well and she's working on her the technology with another. There's all this technology that we don't even know
Yeah.
is going on, that's underground, that's in these other bases, that's off planet. Yeah.
Yeah. We're like 250 years behind easily with technology. Yeah.
So I was like, so that's cool because I thought
Mm.
there's no way David Wilcock would leave with 2 weeks being basically 2 weeks for them to release the files. Somebody
Yeah.
released one of his videos where he talked about the 4 alien breeds that they
Right.
just announced about. He
Yeah.
said they're gonna, and he said that maybe a month ago. He said they're gonna announce about these four. So
Mm.
yeah, it doesn't make any logical sense. So I do feel like he's off doing another level of work somewhere for sure.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, okay, yeah. They're in the chat talking about Michelle Fielding with Gene Decode. So Gene talks a lot about these things as well.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
and Rob's had Gene on his show a few times as
Yeah.
well, and yeah, I think his name's Michael Sell. I think he just had Gene Decode. There's
Yeah.
so many podcasts I can't even keep up.
Yeah.
Did you
That's
have
why
a
I just do Typical Skeptic. It's my main one. And then I do
yeah, well,
moderate
he's a
about
hub. He has a
7
lot of
others, but that's
yeah,
about
he has
it.
a lot
Yeah.
of individuals. I get a lot of information there too.
Yeah.
Was there one more question or one more topic you wanted to look at?
Uh, let's see. Guys, if you've got a topic, pop it in the chat. Trying to think what we've been honestly my mind at the moment is so like empty because I've been focusing on my card deck, so
Yeah.
everything else has just fallen away. So I'm a bit of an airhead right now.
Well, we are in the Sun and Gemini energy, which is the air sign.
Yeah, so just see if there's anything else coming up.
But is everybody through the post blue moon energy
Yeah,
portal?
I
That was
mean,
big.
that was quite jittery, I think. I was
Yeah.
jittery. Oh, I do have a topic actually.
Okay.
So, and I'm not trying to target myself again, but I got hit pretty bad when somebody in my chat asked me about Saturn, and I went to
Oh,
talk about the artifact that's there, and I tried to say, like from the Marvel movies, the cube, I tried to say the
the
name of
black
that.
cube technology.
Yeah, I tried to say Tesseract and I couldn't
Okay.
say it. I got
Okay.
hit so bad. I was jittery for
Yeah.
like more than 24 hours. I couldn't even voice the T word. I couldn't voice it. So I don't know what that was about. But I try not to tune into Saturn too much because I know that they
I
do
agree.
pump out like a reverse violet flame. And so us
Yeah.
violet flame keeps on the planet are trying to push that off the planet. Right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And I've deep dived into like all the planetary bodies that they've told us about.
Yeah.
And what it kind of looked to me like if we have two teams,
Mm,
we have the benevolent team and then we have the dark force team. It's like they split the planets up.
yeah.
And so it felt to me like Mars and the moon and Saturn were definitely part of the dark team. And then we got Venus and Jupiter, and I can't even think about what we got really.
Mm,
But I also, when certain planets make movements, my cat will react. He reacts to
right.
Pluto
Okay.
in a bad way, and he also reacts to Uranus. So I'm going to
Yeah.
say Neptune is probably okay, and Mercury's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's look at Saturn. I agree. Like
Yeah.
I don't like when Saturn does its move, and I
Mm.
broke up when I think when Saturn went through its retrograde last year. I was like, no, I'm breaking up with all of you planets now. I'm not letting you, any of you.
Yeah.
I know about you, but I'm not letting your energy interfere with my source
Yeah.
reality.
I do not get into astrology at all now. Like zero.
I just use it
I
like
just
as a
don't know.
yeah, I use it as a
Not in
reflection.
my awareness anymore.
Yeah, I
And
just use it
so,
as a reflection
oh,
because
I
they
love
all
it.
use it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love
they all
that you
use it.
do because it's just
Yeah.
not. It's like it's gone. It's just gone.
Yeah. No,
Um.
it's because
Yeah.
they use it. Because the
Yeah.
Illuminati uses it. The White Hats use it. Like they all, and
Yeah.
I now I'm starting to think that they actually it's flipped. It's
Okay.
not just happening. It's a
Yeah.
script.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
even that blue moon,
Mm.
I am very aware of, okay, they're activating some kind of moon program. There's going to be some kind of
Right. Yeah.
moon
Yeah.
energy, right? It's a program.
That makes
So,
sense. Yeah.
yeah. And same
Um.
with the sun's in Gemini right now, which is my sign, which is an air sign. So it does,
Mm.
like, to me, it's like they just flip the program, they install
Yeah.
another program, and then the sun will be moving into Cancer,
I
which will be
think,
a water
I mean,
sign. Yeah.
this is what the J seals and everything are for, just installing those programs and
Yes.
yeah, in one go.
So,
Phoebe's also asking, can you do a read on the summer solstice? Yeah,
okay. Yeah, that's
yeah.
a good idea. Saturn, just briefly.
Saturn, yeah.
Okay. King of Wands. So it apparently it's being managed and capitulated now by the
Mm.
good military and the good alliance.
Okay,
But it doesn't, we're still in the battle though, 501. So it's
yeah.
not complete. But that's good news. And
Mm.
there's going to be good news for all of us soon
Whew,
about
okay.
like four of wands. Like I
Yeah.
feel like that's what there's all this energy. We'll look at the solstice, but there's all this energy around July 4th in the US that there's going to be some type of big announcement either before
Mm.
that or around that for
Yeah.
humanity, not just for what's going on in the States.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why this
It
month
didn't
might be
make
a
sense why I get targeted off that. I mean, I try and avoid it anyway because I don't want to connect into reverse violet flame when I'm trying to anchor from the violet flame planet right now. Why would I,
yeah.
tune into that? So it doesn't make sense.
So that
Yeah.
word for that cube could still be an activation word to bring on that program. So
Yeah.
come up with another word for it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
like that's why I just call it the black cube.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I
And
know.
that's it. Like I don't even want to for the longest time I didn't even want to say certain words, and now I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, well I've decoded. I don't. It doesn't matter to me anymore. It's not
Yeah.
bothering me. So
So,
let's look at. It's okay. Well,
yeah.
we want to speak our truth.
It's
We want to
okay.
be honest, but then
Yeah.
when we say some of these words, it activates. So think about like if you said that word, you may have
Mm.
activated like a beam
Yes.
that would have said, "Oh,
Honestly,
there she is. She's talking
it
about
was
it."
bad. It was
Yeah.
bad. And it was one of the worst ones I've had in a while.
Oh,
It really was.
wow.
Missy's asking about what do you think of the Ophiuchus? Am I saying that right? Is that extra sun sign?
Oh yeah, let's look at that. Let's
Yeah,
look at that and then wind up with the solstice. Yes,
yeah,
so that would be we would have 13 months. Missy, I know about
yeah.
this because I looked into it with another starseed sister of mine, and I looked into I'm Gemini right now, but I would be Taurus.
Right.
And my cat is Taurus, and he would still be Taurus. Like we would,
Okay.
that's the interesting thing. So I believe it comes in between Scorpio and Capricorn, I think, or in
Yeah.
between Libra and
I think I would still be Scorpio. I think I would.
yeah,
Still on the
like it
17th of November.
yeah.
So I don't know if I'd be Sagittarius or if I'd be this Ophiuchus or however you say that. Not too
Yeah, like
sure.
I wonder if that's going to come out as truth. And then everybody, like, so if you think about it,
Mm.
that's being withheld from all of us because everybody
Yeah.
that's doing astrology right now, it's not correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and Flix did mention Vedic astrology feels better. Yeah, so people get more into the ancient.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still not for me. But
Well,
then
and
what?
I tried
Yeah,
to go look at other astrology, and it's
yeah,
such mathematics, it's so complex
mm,
that unless you're doing that, so I just like to bring in like, okay, I look at the month and I
yeah,
see kind of what's coming up. And to me now, it's like these programs are coming in. It's like they're putting in the
yeah,
floppy disks and they're installing like the Sun and Cancer program, that kind of thing.
right.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so
Years ago, when I was a teenager, I remember standing in a bookshop and there was a book about Egyptian astrology. And I read Scorpio in that or whatever was for my thing, and it was perfect. It was exactly me at that point in time. But I looked
wow.
at the book and I didn't have the money to buy it. And it was way before phones to,
Oh, wow.
so it
Yeah,
was
I love
like, so I
that.
remember thinking, wow, and I've never been able to find that again, but I know Egyptian one was better, and I avoid Egyptian stuff as much as I can, because I've been
Yeah,
told that
I was so into it for the
yeah,
longest time, and
I
I
avoid
don't
it
look at it
now.
either. Yeah, me
I've
too.
been told
Me
that
too.
I'm Tutankhamun, so I avoid it.
Well,
So
I just look at it like I don't know where all the black magic is anymore.
right,
So I try not to look at too many ancient texts connected
mm,
to Earth anymore because I don't know what's been coded, what's got booby
yeah,
traps, all that kind of thing. So that sign, when that
mm,
information becomes mainstream, we got the Seven of Cups, it's going to change our timeline. So, and it will, because we're going to have it's going to go back to like a 13-month process instead of 12 months. So when
mm,
that happens, whenever it is, then that could be one of the big pieces that comes forward through all of this, is that that was a mechanism to control humanity.
mm,
It's going to change our timeline. Seven of Cups, okay?
right,
A lot of people right now think it's a psyop. They don't think it's real.
okay,
That's the other weird thing with the whole conspiracy thing. Everyone thinks everything is a conspiracy
yeah,
right
that's
now,
true,
which it's better for us to be discerning and
yeah,
not quite trust anything and figure it out for yourself.
yeah,
When all that happens, we got the sun, which is the best card in the deck. So the message is that we're going to feel more aligned with time.
mm,
We're all going to feel more aligned. Like maybe a lot of people think that they're this sign and they're trying dutifully to follow their horoscopes in there and it's not matching at all
yeah,
and they're getting redirected. When we go back to the 13 months, everyone's going to breathe like, and I will share that with you.
yeah.
We just left the Taurus energy and went into Gemini, which apparently is my sign. I felt better in the Taurus energy
Yeah,
than I do
I've
in
got a
this energy.
Taurus moon, a Scorpio sun and Taurus moon. And people have told me I'm more like a Taurus at times. Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, the Taurus energy helps, it's earthy, so it helps us to stay grounded
yeah,
and focused. Yeah. Um, Overall, so that sign is going to be coming back into our reality, Three of Cups, and that's going to heal a lot of things for humanity, a lot of celebration.
right.
It's also going to bring back the divine feminine, more of the
Nice.
divine
Okay.
feminine energy into our reality, which is what got kicked off the planet. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Years ago, I did when I started to do the goddess grid work, and
Mm,
I had a big session with Kuan Yin and the dragons, and we brought in all this energy. And then I was like, I was on a high. And then I went over
mm,
to do my grid work at the mall. I literally hit a wall when I walked in.
mm.
Like that matrix in the mall was like, no divine goddess energy here, please. So I telepathed with my team. Could you please adjust my energy so I can go do my shopping?
Wow.
They did it like that, and then I was
Yeah.
able to walk forward. But it was such a
Ah,
shift. It was crazy. So if you all ever feel that, if you ever walk in anywhere and you feel like you've hit a wall, you've
yeah.
hit the matrix energy in that location. So you may have to leave and go outside and work with your team, but just ask for
Hmm.
an adjustment because
Yeah.
because then what I realized was they knew that I was there. I'm usually cloaked when I'm out. So
Yeah.
suddenly they knew this divine goddess energy was there. That's how much they don't want the energy on the planet. All the matrices everywhere have been set up for it. So you can
Yeah.
ask to be adjusted so you can just kind of do your work, but blend in. Blend in.
Yeah. That makes sense. Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
You want should we look at the solstice?
Yeah, let's see what's coming for the solstice. So I'm going to be at the conference over that solstice weekend.
Wow.
Hopefully, I'm going to be there with Sean Bond from Psionic League and with Isha. So that's going
Wow.
to be amazing. And Dr. Amir Jahangir is going to be there. So, and there's another wizard, I Am a Mad Wizard, is coming as well. So it's
Oh, I
just
love
going to be
that.
a big wizard fest.
It is. It
Calling all the
is.
Merlins. Yeah, so that's going to be
I love
awesome.
that. And then the
Yeah.
other thing is that I see with courses, with
Mm.
conferences, with whatever, they're a portal. So once you go
Yeah.
in and you come out, everybody has changed. It's really cool,
Yeah,
actually.
I
All
definitely
right.
think so. I think meeting Sean Bond in person, because he's like one of my personal mentors in a way. We've done a lot of work together in the last year. I can't wait. I'm super
I'm
excited.
excited.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
excited. Wow.
Because I imagine he's very tall and I'm very small. I'm only 5'1". So,
I'm 5'5", I
yeah.
believe. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Even though this is I love the solstice and it's very positive, there's going to be a lot of energy targeting and interference
Yeah.
around this
Oh
gate.
God. Oh God. Oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah. Oh
Oh
yeah. You
dear.
gotta have to. We're all truth here. There's just no covering it up. It can't cover this one up. So shields up, everyone.
Okay.
And I would say whatever you're going to do, maybe steer away from. I know you're going to be a big crowd. That's different. But the general public, try
Mm.
and stay away from big shopping malls, big events that weekend if you can. If not, cloak, shield before and after, and take care of yourself. And that you know that
Yeah.
anyway, so that's okay. But there's going to be. They know now, so the war's not over. There's still targeting going on. We also have to think about the solstice is going to be 1 week after Disclosure Day
Right.
has been released, and apparently the new files are going to be on the 15th. So we're going to be also Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde does bring up previous instances of being targeted,
Mm.
and it's so we can heal it. Like we will be shown,
Yeah.
like people will be in our space, whatever. We also got the Death card, which is the Scorpio
Yeah.
energy. But that's okay. That's the end
Yeah.
of one season. It's not bad. It's not death. It's the end of one season, the beginning of another. It's the end of one timeline and the
Mm.
beginning of another. So it's a significant timeline shift. We're going to see very positive results from our intentions 3 weeks, up to 3 weeks after the solstice
Mm.
weekend. So it is a very sacred time. You're going to be doing your grid work at the conference and with all the
Yeah.
wizards and whatever. So that's totally cool. It's a very abundant portal. It's a very powerful
Awesome.
portal for manifestation. So that's why they're saying, like, just be careful about where you are, what you're doing. It's a good time to like lay low, be out on the land, be in the forest, be in nature, be by the water, and carve that time out for yourself if you can, because it is a very powerful, like planting seeds
Mm.
portal.
Yeah, perfect. That makes
Yeah.
a lot of sense. But I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, now you know.
the only way
Shields
is
up
up.
at shields up at the conference. You can send the dragons ahead
Yeah,
and
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I don't doubt that if Sean Bond is there and all the other wizards are there, it's going to be fine. All the Merlins converging in
I
one
love that.
one spot is going
Yeah.
to be so good. Yeah, so it should be an interesting
It
event.
should be, it'll be, yeah, it'll be fun.
I know. Yeah, if it's meant to be a disclosure event, it's not meant to be like a big mystical conference.
But all the wizards are going anyway.
All the wizards are going, yeah, so it's going to
Yeah.
be awesome. Yeah.
So I wrote down for our next chat, we'll talk about Merlin and Red Dwarf.
Yes, perfect. Yeah, I do love
Okay.
to work with Melon. Although I did banish him last year for a while because there was a conflicting agenda. I know, and Sean talks about Merlin having his own clone army and stuff like that. So I'm just like, Merlin, you know. So I
Well,
like
if we
to,
think,
yeah,
yeah, but if we think about it, so this is the same thing that happened with Archangel Michael. Somebody came in with a floppy disk or whatever, or an USB, and they came in
yeah,
and they readjusted the program. So they probably saw
yeah,
that so many of us were receiving so much wisdom from Merlin.
yeah,
So they came in and they flipped it. Yeah.
yeah. I just
Yeah.
tune into the version of me that is Merlin now. The version of me
That's
that has
wise.
that, yeah, yeah. So, but there's a version of me that was the student of Merlin who was actually Lancelot. So, was I Lancelot? Or was the other one? I can't remember now. So, but yeah, so I was there, and it's complicated, shall we say?
It's all
Yeah,
well. Merlin woke me up to the Galactics,
yeah,
so I went into an Atlantis. So I went into a
mm,
really big piece around Merlin
yeah,
and all of that, the magic and Guinevere
yeah.
and the
He honestly,
dragons.
I think of him as my granddad. That's how I think of
Yeah,
Merlin. I think
and
of Saint Germain as the father energy and Merlin as the grandfather
yeah,
energy. Yeah,
and that led me to. There's a lot of Atlantean information in the Merlin stories,
yeah,
so that helped me remember Atlantis. And then I went into jumped right into the Palladians from there.
yeah,
So there you go.
yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you brought up a good point. We
Mm,
have all these names for
mm.
guys that can come in and bring us wisdom. But literally, they're within us. So it's better to just go with, like what Julia said, to go and tune within and try not to tune into something that you think is external.
Yeah, because I started to ask about are they in benevolence with no conflicting agenda, and there was a resistance there. And yeah, so I just thought, no, I'm done. So I just sent them
Yeah.
away. But then, we came back together in the end. It was
Yeah.
fine.
Well,
But
you and I talked
yeah,
about this last time, and I did the same with the group that I was working with last year, which I guess what? I also thought that that was the Galactic Alliance. Apparently, it was a rogue part of the Galactic Alliance. Since I cleared the Anunnaki energy, the Galactic Alliance has come back in I'm still working with my core team and source, but it's like they're bringing me back in now to help more people. And they just let me know, because I do the forgiveness thing so easily, that it wasn't them, it was this other fraction that was trying to sort of split all of us up.
Did I
Yeah.
ask you about the Council of Light? Have I asked you about that?
No.
Because I get called into the Council of Light at times, and only a couple of times. I'm in some kind of Senate, and
Oh,
I just go,
interesting.
no, sorry, I exit. I don't
There's
think,
there's
yeah,
so many of them, which is why I ended up, when I went through all that experience last year with the Galactic Alliance, I got really leery about all of these teams. So I went right to source and just said, I'm not talking to anybody until you start bringing groups back in that are aligned with you. So like
yeah,
then the dragons came back in and the Arcturians came back in. I think initially I was, when I first woke up to the Galactics, I was very much plugged into like the Galactic Federation as
yeah,
well. But I do see them, like those councils they show in Star Wars, like they're like senates. And
yeah,
they're infiltrated. They have people that are wheeling and dealing on their behalf. So even now, even though the Galactic Alliance has sort of come shimmied back in, I'm not in direct contact with them. I was just
yeah,
informed that my group is now able to, like, if they need me to go and do something, be on a podcast or do whatever, they're bringing that my way.
mm,
But I'm still working with Source and my team, and they are basically they're working for the benefit of humanity.
yeah.
But I think you've learned this, and I've learned this. We're not to hand our power over to any of the
No.
teams.
I just feel like I'm on trial when I end up there, and I go, I'm not explaining myself to anybody. Good night,
Yeah,
and I go.
exactly.
Yeah. So like, I don't need to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's mad.
last year my resistance was, you're all supposed to be helping me,
Yeah.
not putting me through like one initiation after other where I'm like
Mm.
exhausted and depleted. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
true. That's true.
yeah.
That's cool. All right, this has been so good.
Oh, it's been so
Thank
fun.
you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been so good.
Thanks,
And
everyone.
have you got anything else coming up this week? Any other podcasts or anything?
Just on my channel, I did have one tomorrow, but it's going to
Mm.
be, we're rescheduling it. And I think Typical Skeptic next week. So yeah, because he and I just did a show as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's cool.
I'll be popping in and out of my channel. So if anybody wants to, like, if you guys have topics you want me to look at, just go to my recent podcast and put a question there for me.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I've got the dragon classes starting in 2 weeks if anybody's interested in learning about the galactic dragons, and
yeah.
anyone who out there has had an abduction experience and you need some
Mm.
assistance, healing, clearing in your records, and some guidance as well. Yeah, that's an option
Yeah,
right now too.
that's so cool. So we got your
Yeah.
website, which is alohapinkbella.weebly.com. And we
Yes.
have got your YouTube is Aloha Pink Bella. Yeah, but we call you
Yeah.
Pink Bella Aloha. Why do we do that?
It's Aloha Pink. Oh, okay. So,
Yeah,
yeah, I think all my URLs are Aloha Pink Bella. I think YouTube is Aloha Pink
yeah,
Bella 888. I think they
yeah.
all are, because
Mm.
there's two A's. So when I did Pink Bella Aloha, the URL got weird because there were two A's. So I flipped it and did the
Right.
Aloha at the beginning. And Aloha is
Yeah,
love. So there you go.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so lovely.
There you go.
That's so lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's great. So yes, guys, do go check out Pink Bella's channel. Follow her over there.
Okay.
Drop the links in the chat. That's so cool. And check out her website and follow her on Substack, Facebook. Are you on TikTok?
I am, but I'm not there very much.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. I don't know.
Occasionally I'll do something.
I occasionally I'll get a
Yeah,
ping in my inbox.
mm,
Something's on TikTok, so I'll go and load up a video on TikTok.
yeah,
I so loved
mm,
TikTok to begin with, but so many people were getting kicked off there all the time, so I just gave
yeah,
up. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So
That's cool.
I'm there, but I'm not really there anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So
But
final word.
Instagram,
Yeah.
yeah, Instagram, Facebook, Rumble, YouTube,
Yeah.
Substack, and a little
We're
Telegram group.
everywhere. Yeah.
Final words.
Final words from
I
your audience.
I
Yeah.
think I think I should pull a card for us.
Okay. Great. Yeah.
See what source and the universe wants to bring in for
And
us.
the universe.
Universe. Oh, I
Hmm.
have to pull two cards. This is the card that came in.
Oh
I don't want to
no.
end the show on that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
So we're getting
Okay.
through it, but we're going to be happy
No,
about
so
it.
yeah, so what the message is that, because this is a 10,
Mm,
heading up to Disclosure Day, release on the 12th. And I think in the UK it's earlier. I think it's the 10th in the UK. So there's going to be a little bit more targeting than usual. This is what I'm hearing. So just shields up everybody. Take care of your energy. Don't take it personally. We're all in this together. Then we have the Emperor, like I asked for a clarification card, and we have the Emperor. This is like the good military, the White Hats, whatever. They're monitoring it. They're watching it as well. And they're aware. Right? Oh, that was the thing. I want to do one more thing. There's been a lot of sonic booms being heard everywhere. So and a lot of it's been on the east coast of the US that people, like regular people, the muggles have been hearing it. So that's part of the galactic battle. So they're just letting me know that the battle is still on. We're not to relax and think, okay, the alien movie's out and everything's okay. They're just letting us know, yeah, they're handling it, but they're letting us know we still keep using our tools, still keep cloaking, shielding, clearing as well. And stay, Nine of Pentacles, stay as relaxed as you can.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yes. Yeah, that's so cool.
Try not to panic.
Yeah. Keep calm, carry on.
Don't panic, carry on. That's right. Don't panic.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so maybe after I get back from my conference, hopefully we'll hook up again, see what the dragons say about scheduling.
Yes. Well, we have to look at everything that went on the conference, because that's going to be
going to be hot.
Yes.
Missing Time 420 is saying, I figured the booms are portals opening.
Oh, should we pull a card just on that?
Let's see.
Because I'm going to look at that on my channel this week too, because I'm seeing so many people saying there's been loud sonic booms in our town. So could be portals opening.
Yeah.
Could also be just the galactic battle. Just things going off that people are hearing. So let's see. Well, that's a yes to both. So let's pull in some clarification cards. And because this could be portal a Stargate.
Yeah.
As well. And it is, like, you can see the water. So the booms are kind of near water. 7 of Swords. One more. So it's connected to the star councils and the war, but it's like the battle's not coming up. So it's more to do with like cleaning up timelines and things from the past.
Could it be like underwater stargates opening as well? What kind of impact would that have, underwater stargates?
Okay, this is we got the Tower card again. So it is like the big boom, the big explosions.
Yeah.
It's like it's something that is necessary right now. Oh my goodness. It's part of the getting rid of the dark ETs.
Okay.
And I did see someone, I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but about them finally removing any reptilians off whatever we're in. Okay. So it's part of the cleanup program.
Yeah.
And it's to do with the money system.
Okay.
Right? So there's no water right now, but we can look at it again, because maybe there's going to be more in the next couple of weeks. So it is about them cleaning up and getting rid of some of the dark ET groups.
Yeah, that's good. So maybe they're just portaling them off planet.
Yeah. And it could be, I mean, the ocean didn't come in, but it could be through the ocean, because there are deep bases and stargates in the water as well.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, everyone's saying this has been an awesome show. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much. It's been so fun.
We can't wait for you to come back on. It's so cool.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm going to